Yo, what is happening? It's FragaBoom. We're trying out new gear right now. Got a brand new camera, got a brand new microphone. Hopefully I sound good. I have no idea how it sounds. I did some tests, some videos and things just to see how it looked and sounded. But this is our very first time working the chat. For you guys that are new, you guys are going to get real sick of this brand new Black Flag teaser. Hopefully we'll have one more before the campaign goes that's going to have a lot of art, a lot of throwback. My man Ali Garza on Facebook today had mentioned that I should have used a 1994 Mountain Dew can, and believe me, I tried to find one. They're not easy to come by, especially during these times. I'm still waiting on my copy of Watching the Watchmen that I ordered almost a month ago. Anyhow, how does it sound, guys? I sound like a smoker with cancer. That's how my mom died, yo. That hurts. But nah, man, I don't smoke anymore. I mean, maybe the herbivist audio sound like Fraga is a demon. Let's see. Do I need to turn it down a little bit? Make sure the cardioid is on one, or the pattern search. Sound is bad. Oh, okay. Sounds like the DOC. Yeah, mic is screwed. Let's see. That's weird. Let me try this then. Let's go with number 3, and let me bring it down. How does this sound? Is this better? Better. Check 1, check 2. Check 1, check 2. Let's see. Let me failure. Got to fix that radio. Let me see what it's sounding like. This is pissing me off because it's supposed to be the best mic there is. Maybe it's a StreamYard thing. Let me check. Let me see what it sounds like. There's my ugly ass. Hold on a second, guys. Oh yeah, that sounds like shit. There's my ugly ass. Hold on a second, guys. Ooh. How about now? Is that better? Your mic can't handle your level of awesome. Haha. Is that better? No. Let me see. Let me away. All right, let's try that. Better? Worse? Let's see. All right, let's try that. Better? Worse? There we go. It sounds better. Good. Good. My goodness. I did have to switch out the camera. We're using the old camera, so maybe that was what the deal was. Sorry about that. You guys had to be the straight up guinea pigs on this mother. All right, I'm gonna be posting the link in the chat. Anybody brave enough to jump in, you are free to join. We're gonna talk about all things under the sun. Mostly talk about making comic books and doing creative stuff, and any other thing under the sun you guys want to talk about. Let's say hi to people in the chat right now. We got Christopher Arcea. Hopefully I said that right, unless it's Arcella. What's up, Squish Show? Who's up in here? Stupendous. What up, Stupendous? It says devices not connected. You need a camera and a microphone. So Squish is here. What up, Squish? What up,
Hey,
Mike Green? What's up, fellas?
Mike Green. Hey,
Mike Green, you're sideways, bro, Ham. Let me see what's up with Stupendous. I want to add you in, Stupendous, but it's not letting me. Now you're upside down, man. You're Batman. There you are. You cooking fine meats? You cooking fine meats on that grill?
Yeah, I'm about to flip it.
Excellent. So you guys, did you dig? Oh, and Patty's in the house. What up, Patty?
Oh
Come
my
on
God.
in. What's up, Patty?
That
How
food
are you,
looks so
sir?
good.
How are you? And then we got Stupendous in the house. There we go. And then there were 5. What up, Stu? How are you, man?
Good.
Good. Thank you for sharing my wife's link, man. That was very cool of you to do that.
No problem, man.
So what's everybody doing on this fine Monday?
Well, I'm working.
Working. Everybody's working. Squish Show, what are you doing? Let's go around the clock.
I'm sitting here at AAA waiting for calls. Yeah,
Right
I was
on.
doodling earlier, but I had to stop because I started getting calls.
Can you show the chat? Can you show everybody what
I've been doing?
Yeah, I'll full screen you, bro.
Let me hold on. Don't full screen me yet. I gotta see if I have it out here because I put it away before I ran my call. Let's see.
I'll give you a little history on Squish. Squish is one of my oldest friends. When I first moved to Southern California back in the day, 1992, I also worked at a comic book shop called Comic Mania, and Squish was one of the customers there. We quickly became pals. Incredible, talented artist. So you got your doodle, man?
I do.
Let's see it. Look at that.
Nice,
man.
That's
dropped
sweet.
out.
Nice.
Dude,
there we go.
Excellent.
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay, thank you.
There we go.
Yeah.
And Mr. Green, what do you got going on? You said you had a bottle of wine and you're grilling?
Yeah, I'm just grilling steaks. I smoked them for an hour. Now I'm doing the final sear.
Oh my God.
And, I've just been. I was off work today, so just laying
You're a
around,
lucky man.
reading some comic books, checking stuff out.
Excellent.
Call of Duty.
Man, I don't even know what that's like. I woke up today. I filmed the Larry Hama intro. Then I went outside and I filmed that entire Black Flag thing.
It looked good.
Thanks.
It looked really good. I liked how you added in the shotgun shells too for the 2020.
Yeah, wasn't that your idea?
Yeah.
It was a good idea, man. Yeah. Of course. It was weird. It was one of those things where I woke up and I had a dream about it. And the same thing with the name of Pineapple Perception. It was just one of those weird, like, I think I need to call it that. Yeah. All right. Stupendous. What do you got going on, man?
Oh, nothing much. Just had the day off of work. Steven's in the next room watching horror movies, so I figured just hop on in, see what you guys are up to.
What horror movies you watching?
He's watching The Fly, the original one with Vincent Price.
Oh snap! I've never seen that one. I've only seen the Brundlefly with Jeff Goldblum.
Oh yeah, his birthday last year. I bought him the whole box set of The Fly, the old ones, and that. So he's watching that.
That's excellent, man. I've been trying to get like my movie fix on, especially like 90s stuff. I'm sensing. Hold on. I hear. What is that sound? I hear J Money.
J Money.
What up, J Money? What's happening, dude? How are you, man?
What up, dudes?
How you feeling?
I got a. Can you see the
farmer's tan?
Yeah.
Were you just trying to give us the gun show, bro? What's happening?
Well, I can.
Yeah, I need to work on that. I lost all this weight and now I'm looking all too skinny. So I need to be doing something, but I can't go to the gym. So I got to be moving my water jugs and things.
Put your hands under there. Really get the bicep popping out.
Yeah, I could do that.
Oh. Okay, hold on.
Nice. Everybody's flexing, man. What the hell? What is this, man? There's no trophies. Yo, Patty, what are you up to, man? What are you doing?
My job from home.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a teacher. I teach elementary school.
That's got to be insane, man. That's got to be nuts. I've been thinking about that because I've got 4 kids here, and we get the emails and like it tells us like what we need to be doing and like all that. But
I mean, it's like caged animals up in this place, you know. Like they go at each other's throats. They go at us. You know, it's got to be weird for you. How are you working?
The
Are
thing
you
is,
making?
it's like people like assume that I know how to handle my kids.
Yeah.
My kids are running riot in my house right now.
Oh, I bet. How many do you have?
I have two. One's like preschool. The other's kin.
Oh man, great age. Great ages to have wild beasts in your house, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. What is your lady?
Grab something for Pineapple Perception that I think you need to get. All right, I'll be back.
Okay. Looks like he's out. So, did you guys like the Larry Hama interview?
Yeah, man, I loved it.
Awesome. What was your takeaway? Because, like, for me, when I first did it, obviously I was very impressed with his repertoire and history, and I've had time to sit with Larry and to know war stories, so it was really super insightful for me. But now, post CG coming out and joining up for what I believe in, it's a weird thing because like I said in the chat, I really feel like if he would get past the Wikipedia page and all of the false propaganda that's out there against Comicsgate, I really think he would be Comicsgate. And you know, I'm not trying to put words in his mouth or values in his system. It's just spending enough time with him and spending time with the CG, with the rest of my CG gang. I really feel like he is. And somebody had asked about McFarlane, and knowing McFarlane, especially after his interview when he said the things that he had to say, I believe he would have definitely been CG had given the opportunity. But I mean, he's Image Comics, so there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I thought
definitely.
it was interesting how Larry Hama was talking about in that interview. He's talking about taking risks and like doing the thing that like having that white light and just expressing your art in that way.
Yeah,
it was like I commented in the chat on that. I was like, man, if he listened to himself, it'd be interesting, you know. Like,
right, right, exactly. Patty, what were you saying about Pineapple Perception? What you got going on?
You guys are kind of. I might have to drop out. I think my internet's kind of shady, but
Okay.
when you got a area.
Oh, a hand grenade! Holy shit, man! Hold on, let me.
All right, don't call.
Look at that.
Be commissioned. It's not.
Oh, I see.
Everything's okay. It's
Man, if I could have got a hold of one of those, that would have been great. I would have put that in there.
And they have crates of these, so I saw some of the eyes get wide.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. Somebody in the chat is asking.
Because you guys, I can hardly hear you, and you know, if somebody has better internet, they should get in here. So
okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Patty, and thanks for being part of the show. We'll see you on another one. Chris Arcella or Arcea, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Is there a link to the interview with Todd? Not yet. The interview will be coming up in between now and the 25th. Stay tuned. If you guys aren't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Hopefully,
that plate of food is amazing.
I know, man.
Dying here. I mean, top ramen in a cup.
my lady made homemade chili, man. My lady made homemade chili, and you know, it's about to go off.
Yeah, your cooking there you have at home is pretty good, Dan. I've witnessed it on many occasions.
Yep. That's gotta make sure that all is well.
Yeah, I was back to what you were saying about the interviews.
Yeah,
I was interested because you shot so many interviews before the Comicsgate thing. I was curious about like how those were going to be now post, as far as like.
Well, two people dropped out. Two people asked me not to air theirs.
Really?
Yeah. And they're my friends, and out of respect, I said I would. So those are in a vault. Maybe one day, because they're great interviews. Coley Hamner and Dave Johnson. And anybody that ever comes over to my house, you guys can see them. But out of respect for those two gentlemen, wonderful gentlemen, they're not going to be aired on my show.
Man.
Yeah, kind of a bummer. But hey, you know what? They're good guys, and they have every right to feel the way they want to feel. But again, I implore people to do as much research as I did, because hearing the things. It's one thing to read stories, and you have to understand that the stories are propagated by outside sources. Oh my gosh, I feel it. Do you guys feel it? I feel some like death metal. Death metal. You know.
Yeah.
Oh,
there he is.
What's up, Luke? How are you, sir?
Y'all?
How are you doing?
How's everybody?
Doing well, man. We have 100 people in the boom box, man. Today we had a record 181.
That was a good video, man. That was a great interview.
We got more to come. Larry's is great. Everybody's interview was incredibly insightful. Mike Green, man, you got to turn that camera upside down. It looks like your meat is floating, bro. That just sounds weird. There we go. There it is. Bro, your meat is floating. No, there's a lot of really fantastic interviews. I have my favorites. They're all great. I'm really excited to show all of them because, again, my show is about igniting creativity in other people, especially through example. And again, those are the same questions. The questions you heard me ask Larry, the questions you've heard me ask Ryan Stegman and Art Tabera, who were on here live. Those are the questions I ask everybody. And the fabulous, wonderful thing is that everybody has a different answer to those questions. There's been a little bit of crossover as far as like, if you had the ability, woke up with the ability to do anything, what would it be? The most popular answer was to speak any language. That was the most popular answer. Mine is one day I'm going to get the green screen. I'm going to interview myself, which would be weird, but it'll be fun. Maybe I'll do it multiplicity style. That the more of me there are, the dumber they are.
Make a copy of a copy.
Yeah, James Lipton style. But some really fantastic interviews and answers, and I'm really excited. But of the list, if you guys in the boombox and you guys here on the show have a suggestion of who you'd like to see next, I'll be working on that one in the next few days.
Dude, I'd love to see McNola.
Okay.
That would be a cool
one. Dude.
This is good. His is really good. They had a little bit of audio issues. That's one of the things that's weird is my lavalier mics, depending on what phone I plug it into, I have to have an extension. And if I didn't put the extension in, I have to end up dialing stuff in. Same thing with like Todd's interview. His sounded like he was from outer space. So I've been spending a lot of time trying to dial out that stuff. You guys are just gonna have to bear with it. But Mignola, let's do Mignola next. Let's go for Mike. Sweet. So you guys heard it first. Luke picked it, and
you can blame me.
blame Luke. He's a death metal here on Twitter. So just bother him. Hail. Just. And here's the thing. I want to give a definition because it's the funny thing where the wokies. Okay, the wokies is what I call the formerly known as SJWs. I won't call them that because justice is worth fighting for, and you guys are only fighting for control. But wokies just sounds like someone who thinks they're woke, and they're a wokie. And slag is what falls out of their wokie mouths. Wokie slag. Or their little Twitter fingers. Slaggity, 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 slaggity.
Slinging that slag.
Yes, slanging slag. And that shit like rain on a duck for me, yo. You can't get me with your
style.
Yeah, you cannot get me with your wokie slag. So that's it. And that's the only name I'll call. I've had
that's fitting.
Yeah, and I've noticed a few people come at me. Yesterday I posted a video about putting in work to the whole pencils down thing. I understand it because a lot of those people said hurtful things, including Donnie Cates. I've met Donnie. I personally don't have a problem with him. But I do have a problem with how he treats fans. I have a problem with how he treats Comicsgate. And Ethan and the gang let it be known. So, but I still won't call names. That's the thing. Is other than a Wokey, because it is what it is, and if the shoe fits, that's that. And if you're offended by it, that means you are it. You know, most people, if I say Wokey, I don't even say, "Hey, you specific person, you're a Wokey." I just say the Wokey. Okay, and again, if the shoe fits, wear it. And you know, like somebody had to attack my video about pencils up. In other words, in this time, if you're not able to, if your publisher is saying, "Hey, pencils down, you can't draw right now," you got into this thing because you like to draw. A lot of you guys say you don't do it for the money. Obviously, you got to do it for the money because it's your job. I do it for the money. I have a family to take care of. But I also know that everything works hand in hand. There's a whole speech that I think it was P. Diddy gave to B.I.G. in one of those movies, but it was a good speech. And it's obviously if you do it for the passion and you do it for yourself, everything else will come, right? The money will come. And when I say I do it for the fans, I am also a fan. I'm a big fan of 90s comics. I'm a big fan of guys like Stephen Platt, Sam Keith, Todd McFarlane, Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee, Simon Beasley, all those guys, or Bisley. And these are guys I'm fans of. So obviously there are other people out there that are fans, and I'm putting all that into my work because it makes me excited. So it kind of goes hand in hand. The money comes because of it, right? So anyway, totally digressing. I basically am saying, stop whining. As Arnold would say, stop whining. Stop your whining.
Get to the chopper.
And get on. Get down. Create. Obviously, if you got into this, you liked stuff, create stuff. If you need a writer to write with you, then have a writer write with you. But my point is, in these times, create. But anyway, somebody took that as a hypocritical statement because I post drawings of other characters on my Instagram. That's ridiculous. I post those other drawings on my Instagram because I'm a fan. I'm not working for those publishers. I'm literally just drawing them because I like them. So that person, they had other names to call me. I think they call Black Flag dumbass, dumbass Black Flag, and then they said I'm a hypocrite because I put Black Flag with a Vampirilla cover, and of course they got that wrong too. But whatever.
Wow.
Wokies.
It's one scantily clad woman, so it has to be Vampirella, right?
Right. Hey, man, I'm down with scantily clad women. I mean, I have blood running through my veins. You know, that's just how it is. I have a sequence in this new Black Flag that I'm so excited. We got 117 people in here. I'm going to give you guys a sneak I'm going to tell you about this bit, and I'm really stoked to tell you about it. So the beginning of Black Flag, they're inside of their carrier, and they're about to jump out because there's a threat below in Dagger City. There's this sinkhole that's basically absorbing all of the utility robots and drones, and they don't know where they're going. And suddenly the military, the Landstorm people are there, and all hell breaks loose. So Black Flag jumps out of the helicarrier, the helicopter thing, and when Geisha jumps out, her armor is going to fly off of her, revealing her sexy body. And then it's going to transform a motorcycle as she lands and rides off of bits of falling debris. I can't wait to draw that.
We can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I really can't wait to draw that. And I just can't wait for the slag to pour because I'm going to drink big goblets of that slag because it doesn't do nothing but power me. But these are some of the things you're going to see. And I'm working on the preview pages right now. You guys aren't going to see that transformation. You're going to see them in the helicarrier. You're going to see them jumping out. And you're going to see what I describe as and I described it to Stephen Platt this way, and he chuckled. I couldn't tell if I can't tell if his chuckle was like incredulous or my man. I said to him, I have a double pager planned that will be your wizard poster on steroids. And he chuckled. So, guys, get ready for that. That's going to be coming on the 25th. You guys are going to see those five pages and the brand new cover of Black Flag Pineapple Perception. Hopefully, you guys liked that the promo that we did this morning with the bullets and shotgun shells and get everybody amped up.
Growing good stuff.
Is Donald in the house? What up, Donald? You want to come in the chat, man?
Is that Donald as in our Donald over here?
No. Donald Delay.
I'm gonna dip out. I'm gonna eat my dinner, and then if there's room later on.
Lucky man. Vicarious living. I'm vicariously living through you. Take it easy, Broham.
Later on.
See you, man. Donald, if you want to come in, bro, the link is in the chat. And we could talk comics and we could talk all kinds of fun.
Yeah, Dan, are you going to make more videos like that? That's awesome. You're like a filmmaker doing that shit.
Yeah, man. I like making videos. I will be doing more videos. I have a green screen set up. I've got lights. I've got cameras and gimbals and a drone, all that fun stuff. So it's really just about having the time and being here in Georgia. I've just been dealing with it's raining today, and I'm like, shit, I can't go out there and dig a hole and pour bullets into it.
I don't know, man. It might add some mood to it, like thunder and lightning while you're putting the the bullets in the ground.
Yeah, that could be cool, but here's one of the things that was kind of crazy, man, is all of those sound effects were 100% added after the fact. So all of the digging, the bullet shell sounds, the walking, the wind, the birds chirping, I added all of that because there were like barking dogs and kids talking. So I had to take all the sound out and replace it all with Foley. So it was a lot of work, man.
Why are you putting the bullets in the ground?
Right? Yeah, Dad, be careful.
Those are my bullets.
Dangerous,
my bullets.
Be careful. I'm feeling metal movies and brewskis. What's up, man?
What up, dude?
Yo, how you guys doing?
Hey, man.
How you doing?
Doing well, man.
Awesome.
Happy Monday to you. What are you up to tonight?
I'm just working on this little drawing right here. I don't know if you guys can see it.
I'm gonna make it big. Hold up. There we go. Let's see some focus. That's some detail, man.
Nice.
I like seeing a guy with bullet shells and a sword. That's great.
Hell yeah.
That's great, man.
Making good use of his time in this quarantine.
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Not too bad. Built some new hanging bookshelves today.
Man.
Floating bookshelves.
What's up, Delta Spurg, my admiral? How's it going?
I love that guy, man, and I love.
He's awesome.
I love the Surge Cola logo.
Yeah, dude.
That was the other thing I wanted to find a can of Surge or an old 1994 can of Mountain Dew for that commercial, and it just was not in the cards. Yeah, man, it's a good day to be alive. Good day to be making stuff, making comics. Anybody get anything lately? See any new movies that you guys are blown away by? What is J Money? What are you doing, J Money? You switched up on your camera. What's going on over there?
I'm trying to see if my the back camera is actually better. Y'all can see my barbarian conversion from paganism to Christianity book right there.
That's cool. And you know what's crazy about the word barbarian is most people think of Conan and like people that aren't smart and they're savages and all that. When in reality, a barbarian, they were very smart. And my buddy Will, the guy who's co-writing Black Flag with me, was giving me a little lessons on barbarians in Latin and how the Latin was a written language and the barbarians were a spoken language, and that's why Latin almost died.
Wow.
Which was very, very interesting.
I'm trying to joke Latin, but Latin should have died.
Yeah, well, we're speaking Latin, sort of.
Yeah,
Sort of, kind of.
bastardization thereof, yeah.
Yeah, a real bastardization. But hey, you know, it depends on where you go. I
On the
mean,
S and K.
now we're talking igpat in Latin or whatever you call that thing. Man.
Did you guys watch that that Onward movie on Disney?
My kids did. The
Steven
ones
watched
with
it.
the magic died or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching it. Had some
What
cool
would you
little
think?
like. It was all right. I mean, it had some cool little like. I like the concept, you know, like when you introduce well, they did it with the video game Brutal Legend with Jack Black. I don't know if you guys ever played
I
that,
love
but
that game. Yeah.
it was Metal and Zelda put together, and then they kind of did it. David Ayer
Also
did it with
real-time
Will
strategy.
Smith with Bright. That movie was,
Right.
you know, just the whole concept of bringing fantasy to modern times. I'm just into that. I dig it. But yeah, it was
Urban
all right, you know.
fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
me
it's
too.
urban fantasy. There's a lot of good books like that.
There was a concept that I did in Gear Station where I was treating magic like we treat martial arts. Like you can go learn magic on any corner, like, you know, if you wanted to.
Right.
But yeah, what is that? What is that? Luke, you were saying there's books like that. What is there? Is there like a genre?
Yeah, it's called urban fantasy. The one that got me into it was the Dresden Files. Harry Dresden.
Right.
Oh,
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dresden Files rock.
Think Dirty Harry Potter.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Dirty
Like-
Potter.
That's awesome.
Well,
dude.
Harry, like Dirty Harry, but with magic. You know,
Yeah.
like Dresden is Chicago's only practicing wizard detective.
Yeah.
And he gets called into very strange cases that the Chicago PD has to deal with, and it usually involves some kind of fantasy creature like eating somebody, or you know, the second novel was all about werewolves, you know, the different types of werewolves and shapeshifters and stuff like that. It's wicked cool.
Hell yeah.
You guys want to see a magic trick? I can do a trick on show for you.
Yeah.
Okay, see, ordinary cigarette, nothing else in my hands. Okay, you're gonna put the cigarette right here. Now watch real close. There's nothing attached, nothing in my hands. 1, 2. Now it happens real fast.
I'm watching.
1, 2, 3.
Ah, nice one.
There
Very
you
nice.
go. There
Very
you go.
Nice.
Those things will kill you, man.
I know.
You know what I say? I say smoke weed. That's what I say.
I can't. My job, they test. I can't. I live in Michigan where it's legal,
Oh,
and I can't do it.
Right. Yeah, see, that's the problem. Is like I can't either anymore because I live in Georgia and I was in California where it was like going to get a beer. You know?
Yeah.
Which that's one of the things. I miss my friends. I miss restaurants, and I miss going down to the clinic. Hey, I just want this, and that. See you next week. You know. Now it's like, you know, other stuff. Christopher Arcella asks, "Don't I know magic tricks?" I do. I know magic tricks.
Do some magic.
Let me see if I can do any. Let's see. I got to get my wallet. There's nothing in here though. There's nothing in my wallet. It's like usually there's something in my wallet. Okay, so if I take my hands like this and I show you that palm, and I show you that palm, and then I do this, then I pull the coin out of nothing, and then I show you the coin and I grab it, and then I make it go away. It looks better in person. It's not like David Blaine's street magic. You know?
It's still pretty good.
Be right back.
Yeah.
And the
Street
magic
magic.
off has begun.
Yeah.
Dan,
Yes.
I've been cleaning my garage, and I have to say I found that Wolverine page
Oh wow.
that you gave me.
Yeah.
So super stoked about that because I thought that had like kissed to the wind because of that other scenario.
Yeah.
And I also found the box from the Dan Fraga dumpster dump.
Oh, nice, man. You got
And-
good shit in there.
Am I allowed to share any of that, or is that like
Absolutely, man. I don't care.
okay? Because there's like transporter like storyboards and like all kinds of stuff, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was allowed to share, so I was like,
it's a pay it forward thing, man. That's the thing. It's like there was one time where I was over at Liefeld's house and he was doing a purge and he dumped out like all kinds of stuff. He threw away his Levi's 501 shirt that he wore in the commercial. I grabbed that. He threw away his lamp that was in that commercial. It was the same lamp
yeah?
I still have the lamp. The lamp that when he created Deadpool and Cable, it was his desk lamp. He was throwing that away. I took that. A bunch of pencils they're right here, you guys. I always talk about them. But I never show them. Let me see if I can pull them out.
I think you showed me a little bit when we were.
Yeah, you guys see this right here? I'm gonna full screen myself. You guys, we'll share these during the Mignola one. Before I premiere Mignola, we'll do a little go through on these. But see this right here?
Ooh.
It says Rob Liefeld, first class, love, Mikey. Now Mikey happens to be Mike Carlin. Mike Carlin was the editor of Cosmic Odyssey, and he also happened to be Rob's editor on Hawk and Dove. And Rob was drawing Hawk and Dove at the same time that Mike Mignola was drawing Cosmic Odyssey. Now, what this is, these are first generation photocopies of Mike Mignola's pencils from Cosmic Odyssey. And yes, I have a PDF of these. I think eventually I'll make it some sort of perk for being a member of this show once we get to the point where we can have members. But I'm going to go full screen again so you guys can see some of this glory. So here's a page. Let's find some other good stuff. Here's some more goodness. So here's Mike Mignola's pencils. What his pencils look like to the classic. So this is more than an issue's worth of Cosmic Odyssey. So we'll go through those. In fact, I think that'll be a fun episode. We'll do those, and we will debut his interview. And again, the interviews. This is something I tried to tell the gentleman who backed out of airing their interviews. This show is about love. It's about sharing creativity. It's about you guys and getting pumped up. And obviously, it's about getting that Black Flag news out there for Pineapple Perception. Yes, sir.
One last thing about that stuff I have a question. As I was going through the stack, because I was sorting through stuff like storyboards or like bigger pieces or whatever, there is a piece in there that looks like, did you do storyboards for G.I. Joe the movie?
No, but
okay. There was something that looked like a scene from G.I. Joe Retaliation or something in there, and that's why I was wondering.
Not sure. You'll have to show it to me. I could probably clarify. Here, I thought you were gonna say that I threw out my pictorial pictures, and I was like, oh shit. But that's
somebody's
good.
selling your storyboards from your Drake video.
Yeah.
Oh, I have those.
Yeah, what happened there was I was approached by Heritage Auctions at San Diego Comic-Con it was either 2016 or 17, and they said, hey, do you have any storyboards to sell, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, sure. So I brought a whole box load down to Heritage, and they said they were going to auction them off, and they auctioned off everything, and they sold for dirt cheap, and whoever bought them have broken them up as pages, so you can buy like one page for $50. And I'm like, man, I should have done that. Instead, I gave him I literally gave him a box for like $50. So, yeah, I mean, that's Dan was there when we were purging my garage. I mean, it was just like a mountain of shit, and we filled dumpsters. And Dan, with his keen eye, what do they say? One man's junk is another man's treasure.
Yeah,
that's right. And I know because I've done some dumpster diving myself and come up with some treasures like those Cosmic Odyssey pencils. I mean, Rob literally was like, "Oh, I don't need these." I'm like, boom! Before they even hit the dumpster, boom! Jerry Rice, that mother.
Mm-hmm.
XL's in the house. Oh my gosh. XL Truman, another Orange County homie. I miss you so much, my dude. I met XL when he was working at Art Emporium. That was the art store I used to get my stuff at. And Luke, you and XL, you guys could be brothers, man. No, I'm dead serious, man. You guys, You guys could be brothers. It's pretty uncanny. But yeah, XL, I miss you, man. 53 forever, my man. Let's see. Who else is in the house that we haven't said hi to? King Crow, what's up, man? Let's see what you're saying. What they do to Dr. Doom and those. Yeah, man. Yeah, what they did to Dr. Doom in those FF movies is a damn tragedy. Amen to that. What they did to the FF movies was a damn tragedy. All of them. All of them. All of them. All of them.
All three of them.
Yeah. What up, CG Raven? With a V. Live long, prosper, nanu. I hope you're all doing well. Past Master Dan, how are you, sir? Good to see you here. Well, yeah, Michael Green is correct. Jessica Alba is a national treasure. I could get behind her in anything she wants to do. And anytime she leaves, anytime she leaves, hate to see her leave, love to watch her go. Vinny, what's up, man? Good to see you, Vinny. How are you, sir?
What up, Vinny?
Hail, Vinny.
Hail, Vinny. Good to see you, man. Let's see. Oh, man. Slick Rick, always ruling. Slick Rick the ruler. Yeah, I mean, it's just a beautiful body.
Gotta have standards, Slick Rick. I hear you. Gotta have standards.
A beautiful body's a beautiful body, man. It's a terrible thing to waste.
Yeah, you guys want to see another trick? I swear I got one. Here's a coloring book.
I'm going to make you full screen, though, bro.
All right, awesome.
All right, that way we can see.
There's a coloring book, as you guys can see. All different pages. I want you to guys think of one of these pages, all right? Just think of them in your head. One of those pages, all right? You got it?
Yeah.
Now think of it colored.
Okay.
Think of it colored. You got it?
Yeah.
You got it? All right. And look at that.
Whoa.
The page that you were thinking is colored. There's so many people in the chat. Each person was thinking of a different page. So they're all colored. Now, no, it's not over yet. I want everybody in the chat to think of it back in black and white. Now, you got to think real hard because I got to use this book again. So everybody in the chat, think of it black and white real hard. Are ready?
All
1, 2, 3. Oh, you guys, you thought too hard. All the pages are now blank. Come on.
Nice.
All right, now one more time. We'll go back and come on, guys. The power of the chat, and they're back.
Nice.
Look at that.
Try the veal. That's awesome. Patty's like, I'm still thinking color, though. That's awesome. Perone is blown away. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so I'm thinking that hopefully I'll have that Mignola interview ready for you guys. Today is Monday. Hopefully I'll have it to you either by the end of the week or we will be doing these every Monday because they're not easy to do. Shooting those intros requires green screen lighting, research, and graphics and sound effects and all that stuff. And when I'm making those, I am not drawing Black Flag. But eventually what will happen when Incredible Comics becomes bigger than it already is, which it isn't yet, we will be getting people to start doing that. So I can just go in there, film intros, get out of there. They can make the videos and I can keep drawing. That's the idea. But I don't mind wearing many hats because I ain't got no hair. All right. Taking questions from the chat. We got, we're in at 43 minutes. King Crow is in the house. Chaotic Neutral Comics. How are you, sir? Welcome to the FragaBoom box. You are chilling in the boom box with the dudes. I am your host, FragaBoom. You are watching the Couch Doodles show. We are here live on a Monday, talking comics, talking the state of the industry. What do you guys think about the state of the industry? Are comic book stores coming back?
Well, my store is actually they're selling on the side on the weekends. They're doing curbside pickup. So I'm over here in Southern California, and they're being pretty cool about it. But I don't know about the industry though, bro.
Yeah, it's tough.
The direct market. I mean, Diamond basically pulled the plug, and they pulled their rip shoot, man, and kind of like bailed on everybody. So
Yeah, here's something I have to say about Diamond, and this is the thing that really pisses me off. Number one, I worked there. I worked at Diamond back in 1991. It was the job that I did right out of high school. I worked there, Velvet Turtle, American Eagle Outfitters, all at the same time. Got hired by Rob, moved to Southern California, and never looked back. But I saw a letter, initial letter from the Jeppy family. And they said that they were halting payments due to the inconsistent payment from retailers. And yet I have a lot of retailer friends that were saying that they were trying to pay Diamond and Diamond was refusing payment. So which is it? You're not getting payments or you're refusing payments. And if you're refusing payments, what it seems like is that you're waiting for a bailout, which to me seems like opportunism at the worst time. It seems like a major part of the problem. That's not hearsay. It's my speculation only. I'm not saying that's what's going on, but that's what I feel like is going on, because why wouldn't you take payments? You know,
right. I do know that my shop here in town, the one that I work for, she said that they took her payment, but again, we're not a huge shop, so
right.
You know.
Very interesting. Very
well,
interesting.
I have something to say. Nerdrotic did a little 12 or 13-minute video on that today, because that Diamond actually released that they will be doing payments over the next 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
And then on top of that, I have my own small business. 3 days ago, I got an email from Alabama's taxation office, suggesting to me that I go to my banker and discuss with him what it is that I need to do to see if I qualify for funds. So if I got that, I know Diamond got their paperwork as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So there is no way that Diamond cannot pay what they owe to people, because the .government site, within you filling out that day by the next day, people are already getting their money, like literally within a 24-hour period.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
that's
I heard
incredible.
about that.
So
yeah,
I have a property maintenance business, so I don't want to say I'm essential, but I make people's houses prettier, and so I know these conglomerates absolutely have the ability to go to their banker and get their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's probably a procedure to it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupendous. You're up there doing tricks still.
Yes, I
see the
am.
hands.
That's good, man. That's good, man.
Yeah.
I used to work at a bar back in the day, so I learned all these bar tricks, entertaining people. And I was pouring drinks.
Excellent.
You know what's crazy about Magnola's art is that it changed a lot over the time, and even Hellboy changed a lot. And I saw an interview with him about his shoulders.
Yeah,
and he said the reason why his shoulders slouch so much is because he's got the world on him. I don't know if you read the.
I didn't.
I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yes, it's one of those interesting things too, that you bring that up. If anybody's a fan of the Christopher Reeve Superman, one of the things that he did when he was Clark Kent is he did this, and when he became Superman, he did this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Frank quietly drew that series. I remember seeing the breakdown of how like the body posture changed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Mike Mignola even worked on the Disney animated film Atlantis. He also worked on Blade. I don't know how many people know he worked on Blade, but what he did for Blade was help come up with the disintegration effects. So like when someone got killed and they'd evaporate. All that stuff had to be designed. I'll look at you with the flash paper, man.
Worked on a lot of
yeah, dude, you know what I'm talking about.
Not the
nice
Guillermo del Toro films.
Yeah, he did some set design on Blade 2. Also, that big pump at the end of Blade 2 where he fights Ron Perlman. That was all the design on the set.
Right, that's right.
Okay.
And I think he also designed all the old like ancient vampire stuff Blade 2 as well.
Probably he'd be the guy for it. I want to say what's up to Late Kick. What up, Late Kick? OG dude in the house. We got some new folks in here. What up, Who Me? How are you, sir? Thank you for all of your cool comments on the videos. They help with the algorithms. You guys, in fact, let's grow the hell out of this channel. This channel has grown a lot in the last couple months. I want to thank all of the CG gang, including, well, that means everybody, the fans, EVS, John Malin, Cecil, Star Wars Girl, Vinny, anybody I'm missing. I want to thank you. The way we grow the channel is we got to trick that damn algorithm, and we got to do that by hitting the like button and putting comments in there, even if you tell me that you like, I don't know, Slurpees. And some people, you know what I realized though is that Slurpees is regional. When I was a kid, I always thought that 7-Eleven was everywhere, but we don't have any out here in Atlanta at all. None.
What do they have out there? Wawa?
No, they got was it QT? They got was it Quick Track or something like that? QT.
Okay. It must be Philly area north.
Maybe, but no In-N-Out Burger, no a lot of Chick-fil-A's, like Chick-fil-A everywhere. Man, you trip and fall into a Chick-fil-A.
A lot of Dunkin' Donuts around here.
Oh yeah, a lot of Dunkin' Donuts.
Dude, I got a Dunkin' and In-N-Out on both corners of my. They just built them by my house.
Man, I would gain all my weight back if that happened, man.
You have that.
Shit.
They have that other thing down there too. Shake something shake.
Steak and Shake.
Yes.
Steak and Shake. You know what? Here's the thing, man. They're not talking about their frozen confections. They're talking about what you do after you eat them. You eat their burgers and then you get the shakes. Every single fucking time. If you want a really good steak burger out this way, you want to go to Freddy's. And the thing that makes me really sad is they were building one right next to the Walmart, and then this whole thing happened where we can't go out, and they stopped building it, and we're like, God damn it, man.
So close.
That's right. And Shake Shack is great, man. Shake Shack is great.
They're bomb.
We are all passionate people here, great creators and awesome fans and friends. That is right. That is what CG is to me. CG is the fans. CG is the creators. CG is drawing what you want without somebody trying to control you. You know what I'm saying. Yeah. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's called freedom. That's right. When we look in the mirror each day, we know that we are being true to ourselves.
FragaBoom.
I like that. I like that.
Dude. Hell yeah.
That. The meat sweats. See, that's the meat sweats is actually what I call my pants. After I eat too much meat.
Mm-hmm.
Did you
with the
does anybody
stretchy
here
waist.
follow Chris D'Elia, the comedian?
Yeah. I think he's a funny dude.
He just recently on one of his posts discussed the New Warriors book.
Oh man,
no!
Oh my God! 30
that.
seconds into his thing, I'll have to find out what the one is and send you the link, Dan. Dude,
please.
I was dying.
I can't wait. Funny. I love him, man. He's funny. The last thing I saw by him was his how to wash your hands, and you sing a song, and he ended up like washing his whole body because he picked like a long song.
That's funny.
He's a funny motherfucker, that guy. And then, same with the other guy. I forget his name. I follow him, but he's like best buds with him. He plays the coach on the Goldbergs. I forget his name, but he's you know him, Brian something.
Brian Callen.
There you go. Thank you. That guy cracks me up. But they're so good. Like when they're on stage together, the way they riff off each other.
Yeah.
I can't stop laughing. I think I need to make that my ab workout. Is just, put Brian Collin and Chris D'Elia on. Thank you, Wookie Sack of Shot.
It's a Wookie.
No. Wookie is not a Wookie. Wookiees are fucking awesome. Wookiees are not. Wookiees, when you wake up and you're like, who can I fuck with today?
I'm miserable. Who else can I make miserable?
How do I convert my soy latte into slag?
Who can I take down today?
Right. Fucking lame. It's fucking lame. Go make something.
It really does seem like that, though. Like, do these people not have hobbies, or does this qualify as a hobby for them? Because
I think it might.
I'm never so bored that I want to go fuck with people online. Like, I'll fuck with my friends because that's what friends do. But
Yeah.
I got more important shit to do than go fuck with people I don't know.
It reminds me of that Dr. Seuss, the eastbound, westbound Zaxxes, where they go like this, but it's even dumber than that because we would probably step to the side just so they would keep getting the fuck out of our way, and they keep walking into our way, and it's like, let us walk. You know what I mean? We want to walk with creativity. We want to walk with freedom, and you want to walk with control, or you want to woke with control. I don't know. You fucking woke fuckers. Yeah, slagging.
Slag on.
So you guys, I'm going to ask you guys, if you haven't, take a look at the links in the description. Obviously, I want to talk about, and I got to figure out how to bring that shit up. Let me see how I can do this. Indie Go. There it is. Limited edition cover. So I got to learn how to do this whole thing, this whole StreamYard other window business. Here we go. So if I do this and I go share screen, all right, screen is shared. Select window. Boom. Just like that. And then there it is. There it is. Boom. So I want you guys to check out this cover. We're doing fantastic. I mean, $9,000 and almost 10 grand. And we've been up almost a week, which is incredible. I'm really humbled by the fact that that you guys have showed up for this. Very excited to have been able to draw my characters and share the same space as Red Sonja and Evil Ernie. I'm going to put the video on so you guys can check it out. Here we go. Let's see if I can make that full screen.
The audio messed up for anybody else?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Oh man,
I can't. And now I've got a black screen.
Now it's black. Okay, well,
for me, I don't know
it's probably the whole shebang, man. This whole StreamYard thing, I got to learn it better. And in fact, what I really need to learn is to get Wirecast up and going, because that's the
dude. I was looking at that. That looks dope as fuck.
Isn't it great? I got I got the maxed out version. I went and got the pro version because here's the thing: StreamYard, if you get the bells and whistles, it's like 500 and something a year. The switcher. A year. The switcher that I use, the one that I can that I use for the Larry Hama video where I can draw and all that, that's that's 500 a year. Whereas even though Wirecast was like $800, it's one time. It's not a subscription. You can have up to 7 people, but the thing is it's a like a high performance. It's a super high octane, high performance streaming unit. So it's one of those things where the instruction manual to make it what it does, it's better than all of them. It's just again, I'm a one-man show over here. So every piece of content that you're seeing, whether it's those interviews or the Black Flag promo, it's me and my phone. That's it. It's me and my phone and setting up lights, setting up green screens. Like it's and I'm also drawing pages. So drink a lot of coffee. Enjoy my herbs, and that's how I keep my day going. But we got 140 in the stream. That is epic. Hail stream. Hell. See, thank you guys so much. We are coming in on an hour. I'm not going to go crazy and do a super long stream. And what I realized is when I was doing some of these streams, and I don't mind going on Uncle E's, but the last time I did, I think 5 hours on mine and 3 hours on theirs. And then it was my early day for our baby. And I had like an hour and a half of sleep. And the next day I was destroyed. And I still had to do stuff. Yeah, it's not okay. It is not okay. CG Raven, we actually hit the record on my Larry Hama show. We had, what was it, 184? I had to write that down. 184.
I think it got up to 191, actually.
Oh, did it?
Yeah,
Thank you.
dude.
Yeah, I thought your
191.
daughter said 191.
That's excellent. Everybody's breaking records. Uncle E got 2.2 thousand.
Yeah.
And I think
Oh, yeah.
Cecil broke his record.
Dude, the numbers on his book are unbelievable.
Yeah, he's doing great, man, and well earned. I mean, Uncle E, he makes a good book. The CG are great. They're there to support the books, and they're there to support freedom to make awesome shit, man. That's really what it's about. Dan, I think you need to do a CG book. To be honest with you, seriously, I see you smiling. You need to do it and bring something incredible, man.
I don't know, man.
That's what I
I've
think.
got lots of nudity in my books. I don't
You
know
got
how
a lot of
that
what?
went over.
A lot of what in your books?
There's a lot of nudity and violence in my books.
More the better.
Oh no!
They're like a Tim
More
Visual
the
book,
better.
man.
Perfect.
That's okay. We just say mature content, man.
Right?
You know, that's it. If
you warn people ahead of time.
I tell you what,
Perfect.
dude. I tell you what, man.
I'm not opposed to have people buying books.
That's what I'm talking about. Don't be scared.
No.
Don't be scared. All right.
I am in the process of developing a couple things. One of them that I thought I was going to go ahead with is slowed down because I paid a guy a bunch of money to do a variant cover, and now it's not shippable. So I might have.
Wasn't Mike Miller, was it?
Ah, shit.
Oh, yeah. Because I don't
know. Let's talk about kumquats.
Oh my god.
Fool was laying an R, dude. You see those?
Oh, dude. I mean,
how does one man make so many bad decisions consecutively?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You can't out of this side of your face say, I don't support stealing. Oh, quiet. I think I'll have some. Whip it, breaks out the bag that he's rated.
Let me bring out this plastic baggie I take around with me every day, and just shit.
That shit was golden, bro. I'm sorry.
That was. I mean, I usually don't laugh at that stuff, but they call it a guffaw, like when you can't help but laugh. I think I guffawed, I chortled, I snorted. I could not believe it. Some bad decisions, and also, I mean, here's the thing, man. If people need to be responsible when they make their stuff. You know, if you can't campaign one book, pay for other stuff, then try to campaign a second book to pay for the first book, because then you get into a mess, and that is what happens, and you can't. You can't hide behind the whole I am a Christian and God's got my back and all this stuff if you're not doing things according to that. You know, you can't. You have to walk the walk. Is all I'm having to say in that matter. You know, but that's it. That it doesn't matter what you believe. Walk the walk. If you're an angry motherfucker,
preach.
Yeah, if you're like, I'm an angry motherfucker, be consistent. You know, you know, one of the most consistent individuals I've ever met was Simon Bisley. That guy is everything that you think he is, and he's unashamed. And that's just that's how he rolls. And that, you know what, consistency is everything. That's why it bummed me out so much when people jump ship on you when you say, "Hey, I'm CG," and they jump ship because you know. Watch me still be me is all I have to say. Can't hide behind the kumquat. Right? Yo, Stupendous is a fucking wizard.
CG wizard, bro.
Right, man. You need next time you come up on the show, I need to see you with a fucking purple hood with sleeves that hang like wizard.
Hell yeah.
That's my favorite Barat thing. Yo.
Oh, there it is.
Have you met or talked with Young Ripa yet?
There it is.
No, I actually saw Young Ripa for the first time. Ethan was on a stream, and I really like him. He's
Eric's good.
With that
I
guy,
dig Eric a lot.
Do a interview pod.
I would love that. I like Young Ripa. He's a good dude, and I've been finding all kinds of stuff to listen to, good and bad. You know, it's like my buddy Will. He's been on the show. He's writing Black Flag with me. He's telling me about people, like he told me about a guy named Owen Benjamin, and some of what Owen Benjamin had to say, and I was all with it until like he was talking about flat Earth, and I don't know. Flat Earth. If you can wrap my head around flat Earth, I'm all for it. I will definitely listen to anything you have to say. And then there's the donut earthers. You know, it's crazy. Malin says that the Earth is flat. Malin, you need to come on the show and we could talk about the Earth.
He also said donut Earth is real too, so I don't know how much stock I'd put in that.
Smoke weed every day.
Yes.
Oh yeah, or the Neil Adams Hollow Earth. You know what, man? I spent a good 3 hours one year talking with Neil about that, and some of it seemed to make sense, right? Like if you had this thing that's bubbling over and kind of like constantly like pushing itself out and in. How if you had something like this in continents that were together, if it's pushing itself out, that Pangea would come apart, and some of it would sink in and become molten. But he also wanted to make a time machine once out of hardware supplies. So you know,
he's out there.
He's out there, talented.
He's a legend, bro.
Did he just randomly say that he wanted to build a time machine one day? I mean,
I found out about that. Neil and I used to battle. We still kind of do, but when I met Neil Adams for the first time, and I'll tell this story when I have his interview on, but I met Neil Adams back in 1989. I was almost 16. I was 15 years old. I showed him my stuff. And he just tore me a new ass. He told me I sucked, that I didn't know what I was doing, that I am not to come back until I have listened to him. So the next time I took his advice, he said, "You've improved, but you still fucking suck." Were his exact words. So we've been doing this. We've been doing this now for over 30 years. But what I did is I basically did a doxing. I doxed him before doxing was cool, and I found out that he used to, because he told me I didn't know how to draw telephones. Then I found out that he worked for the phone company, so I drew a phone bad on purpose so he would bring it up. And then I said, it's easy to know what a phone looks like when you work for the phone company. And he was like, uh-oh. So then the next time I saw him, I got some intel from someone that worked at Continuity in the 70s. And they had said that there was a time where Neil was obsessed with time machines, and that he had figured out how to build a time machine and was sending people down to the hardware store to get parts, which I thought was funny as shit because, like, you know.
That's amazing.
Right? So one day I said to him, we're going to talk about this last week, Neil, but you were close with a time machine. We'll talk again about this last week. And he was like looking at me like, what the fuck? And I said, you were so very close. I figured it out. And I kept saying, we'll talk last week. And he was so fucking pissed off at me for that. It made me happy. So these are the kind of things we did. But, you know, when I saw him at Terrificon, that was the last time I saw him. I showed him my He-Man work. And again, he proceeded to tell me that I don't know shit. So, consistent, like I said, consistency is key. Sure. We love consistency. All right, we are approaching 1 hour and 8 minutes. We have 138 people in the chat. I want to say what is up. I'm going to try to get that link again for the Indiegogo. This is my sign-up page. No, that's not it. Damn it. That's in the description. It keeps giving me my campaign. That's what happens. Let's see. Type in Black Flag. Boom. There's that one. I'm going to put this one in the chat if you guys want. Oh, it's already in there. Mike Green, you guys are taking care of it, man. See, I got to learn. I got to learn about delegation. Thank you.
Mods.
Yeah,
got the wrenching going.
The wrenches are fucking working, man. Thank you so much. Definitely sign up for the pre-launch. What you will get from the pre-launch is Black Flag 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 PDFs that will get you fully caught up for Pineapple Perception. They're not necessary because we are going to give you a full recap in the most natural, high-octane, Mountain Dew, titty milk kind of way. I gave you guys a sneak peek into what's going to happen with the super dramatic extra excellence. Those are a lot of words to describe it, but I don't even have the words to describe what I'm gonna do. You guys are just gonna have to see what's happening. I also want to announce and welcome our new inker to the book. Is a guy by the name of Shelby Robertson. Shelby Robertson got his start. Shelby got his start on Black Flag with Black Flag 0. He drew the Rascal origin story. In the 25 years since he started comics, he has become one of the most excellent inkers I've ever encountered. Between him and Adelso, I am considering myself to be the luckiest motherfucker on the planet. Those guys are the best. So you guys, we're going to get Shelby on the show. We're going to get Will on the show, Matt Yaki on the show. I don't know about Kim Brusnak. I got to give him a call. I know he's in Georgia, but I'm not sure if he's the streaming kind of guy. But get the whole team on there. We got a super chat.
Weiss Bertasio?
I do know Wills. Wills is an old friend. Yeah, Wills is a good dude. He's a incredible artist, penciler, inker. Started off as an inker. Did you guys know that Scott Williams was his assistant? That's how Scott Williams started. He was Will Spertasio's assistant inker. Same thing with Terry Austin. Terry Austin got his job by being Dick Giordano's assistant. In fact, if you want to see some of the very first Terry Austin inks, get yourself a copy of Muhammad Ali's Superman. All of those backgrounds are Terry.
Oh, shit. Are those even easily gotten? Because I think those are.
I got them.
I got a Hawk
I've only
and
seen
Dove
pictures on the internet
signed by him.
I was gonna say they're probably expensive now.
Yeah, Hawk and Dove was a good.
Not Hawk and Dove. Cloak and Dagger. By Terry, the original series.
Rick Leonardi and you could see him ink Mignola. You could see him ink Silvestri and Art Adams. I think and June Bridgman. Yeah. We've got a super chat in the house. $20. Thank you, sir. I had an experience meeting Neil Adams myself. Great but brutal guy. When I asked him to look at my work and critique it, he said, "I'll give you $20 not to look at your work." I threw it back and said, "Rip it apart." Yeah, that sounds exactly like Neil. That sounds exactly like Neil. Mr. Biggins, how are you, sir? I enjoyed you so much on Ethan's stream the other night. I really enjoyed you on the stream. I'm going to put another link in the chat. That's the wrong link. I got to put the link to the chat, to the screen. I'm going to see if Mr. Biggins, do you want to come in? If so, I'm going to have to boot somebody. That is not going to be a personal thing. It's just Biggins is good. Good show, good radio. That deep damn voice, man. I wish I got stuck with the same voice I had since I was 16. It fucking sucks. People say, "Man, I talk to your dad." I'm like, fuck you. I am the dad. I am the dad.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Yeah. I mean, if I
a Texan right there now.
Say what?
Mr. Biggins is a Texan, man.
Yeah. Of course he is.
Baytown, Texas.
I love Texas. Every time I've gone to Texas, I've had a good time. In fact, I had my first Whataburger about 2 years ago. And I know this is blasphemy for anybody in California, but I would definitely like to have an In-N-Out Whataburger face-off because it is everything that it's cracked up to be.
I've never had either In-N-Out or Whataburger.
They don't have them here in Michigan.
What do you guys have? Like, what is the burger du jour out there?
Out in Michigan, it's Halo Burger.
Halo Burger.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Look them up.
Yeah, I'm
They
gonna
got
have to.
huge ass olive burgers that are just to die for.
Damn.
Thank you, Mr. Green. He says he digs the beat. That beat was a homemade FragaBoom beat. I made that on a piece. Wait till you hear angels sing. I'm saving the angels singing for when the campaign starts. It's when the angels start singing and bring it in. Oh, dang, man. I did
He's calling you out, bro.
I wrote some lyrics. I wrote some lyrics about fast food.
Culver's is
and
good.
Culver's is okay. I like their customers.
Butterburgers.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, the Butterburgers are good. What did I say? I said your girl likes the fast food. She likes the old In-N-Out. She'll even do Five Guys. And then I said she'll even do Wiener Schnitzel if the dog is long enough. It was like no dirty words, no dirty words. It was just all euphemisms based on fast food.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, give her the steak and shake. Arctic Roadrunner. No, I've never heard of that. Noblin. That sounds like an interesting name, man.
Is it a record label?
It sounds like it. It sounds like it. I'm putting the link one more time in the chat to see if anybody wants to join. If not, we are going to do a wrap up because it is 11:30 heading into midnight, and tomorrow is my baby night. Let's see who is in his house. Patty is in his house. He's back there in the green room. Hopefully your internet is running. Anybody want to volunteer to bounce out, or do you guys want me to bounce out?
Dude, I can go if you want. I just want to say that Fraga, you were awesome when
you're
I
awesome.
was. No, you are awesome. If my best friend from high school knew I was talking to you right now, we used to go on my senior year to the comic book store after school, grab Black Flag, grab Young Blood, grab all that shit, dude. He'd be so jealous of me right now. So I just want to say, hail. I'll dip out.
Dude, thank you so much for the magic. Thank you so much for the magic. I love magic. And your magic's good, man. Like I used to
follow me
study
on Twitter.
magic. Stupendous. Okay, hit me up again. Just put me a mention because I know you're Stu something, but it's not stupendous. It's like Stu 438.
Stu Moran. I'll dox myself. Stu Moran. All right, bye guys. Take care.
Right, peace out, man.
Later, Stu.
Take it easy, Broham. All right, Patty's in the house. What up, Patty? How's your internet?
I think it's better. I'm out of my
it
dungeon.
looks and sounds better, man. You got like 60 frames per second going over there. I feel like I'm watching a soap opera.
It's HD.
Shit, man. I want to big screen you for a second. Throw some smooth moves. Throw some smooth moves. There you go. That's cool. Is that a green screen background? Like, is that like your elementary school thing?
Art wall.
Well, that's awesome, man. Yeah. Is that your students that put that up there?
No, that's my children.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Kids make art that they make messes. I don't know about your kids, but my kids have a hard time cleaning shit up. That's like,
yeah, absolutely. If I turn this around, man, you're gonna see an absolute disaster area.
Oh yeah. I'm with you on that, man.
But I was really, I wanted to jump back in because you guys were talking, like just very briefly about like whether comic stores will ever come back.
Yes, sir.
And like, I think for me, the thing that's like most tragic about this isn't like I can get comics anywhere. Like, I don't care about that. What I care about is like digging in the crates and that feeling of like when I find something.
Yes.
And it's like, whether it's like something meaningful just to me, like, oh, that's like a Shazam comic that I didn't have, or if it's like finding a real gem that is actually worth something.
Yeah.
If it moves online, all these retailers, they're going to go through their stuff, and it's not going to be, you're not going to find deals or anything. You're going to get like, everybody will know what they have if they're putting it on eBay.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point, man. Donald DeLay was talking to somebody last week on Twitter, and they were trying to say, digital is the evolution, and I had to chime in. I very much mirroring what you said. I said, ever since I was collecting, and I started collecting in the early 80s, the part of comics, like part of the whole thing wasn't just getting your comic, going home and reading it. Part of it is exactly what you're saying, that the crate digging, the like, hey, I've got 1, 2, 8, 4, and now I need to get 5, 6, 7, and 9, and they don't have 9 shit, and it's like that adventure. Or the other one that I like too is like where you're like, yo, this is fucking dope. I'm gonna buy like 3 of these, and that book becomes like $100 book, and you feel like a stock investor. You get excited that you're like my instincts were correct. And
yes,
but also one of the things I really miss, and this is one of the shops I used to shop at back home. And when I say back home, I'm talking about the Bay Area. I grew up by San Francisco. There's a store called Flying Colors, and my friend Joe Field runs Flying Colors. In fact, if you go to Flyco Joe on YouTube, you can see his store. He's interviewed Stan Lee. I interviewed him when I was a 16-year-old. There's a couple interviews from my old TV show on there. But he has a fantastic sense of community, and he used to have this kind of like what we have now with our chat and how everybody's friends. He used to have this bulletin board where people could either post their scripts, their pencils, their inks, back then they color guides. But that's how Jeff Johnson, the comic book artist and animation superstar Jeff Johnson, got started. He had his stuff pinned up on the wall. Jim Lee did a signing there in 1988, saw the artwork on the wall and said, yo, who is this guy? Jim hired him to help him with backgrounds in Punisher War Journal. And then from there, Jeff got Wonder Man, and his career took off. And if it wasn't for Joe Field having that bulletin board, that sense of community, there's one professional that might not be working. That's one thing. And also Joe is a huge advocate for comic books. If you look at Free Comic Book Day, Joe created Free Comic Book Day, so we can thank Joe for that.
Nice.
The stores and shops I have around here in Atlanta, where I live in Alpharetta. I don't care if you dox me. There's the shop called Kapow. They closed down. Andy up there, really good guy. There's another shop here, Galactic Quest, ran by Kyle. Really, really awesome shop owner. Loves comics, has 2 shops. I love his shop. And, of course, my good friend Cliff Biggers with Dr. Nose. They're fighting the good fight, and my heart goes out to them. And I want this thing to go through what it's going through. I don't think shop will be dead. I definitely don't think they're going to be what they used to be. I think things are going to need to change. And we had a conversation, and those shops I mentioned are all shops that I feel like change with the times. I was at a shop in Benicia, California back in December. One of the best put together shops I've ever been in. It's called Zeppelin Comics. And when you walk in there, the place felt like super clean, like almost like a Urban Outfitters or a Gap, like that clean. A lot of wood and brass. Their comics were displayed clearly. Their trades were displayed clearly. They had pops. They had games. But everything had its place. And when you went in there, you felt warm. They had good music on the radio. Then there's places you go into that are kind of seedy. There are places.
That's our place.
But some of us, I personally, like the shops I went to as a kid, not Joe Field's shop, and not Landon Never was, but there were some other shops that I would go into that were kind of those dark rooms, and they had the smut section and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it was still cool
curtain, buddy.
Yes, still cool to go there. But those scare off mom and pops. Mr. Biggins is in the green room, so I gotta boot somebody. Anybody volunteering? No. Well, I gotta bring him in. Squish. I hate to kick you.
I'll say 2 things before I go about this.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm fine with sitting back watching.
Yeah.
Comics are a tactile, visceral experience. The
Absolutely.
smell is a time machine.
Yes.
The touch and feel is almost like you're being transported in the book as well.
That's right.
Also, comic shops man, I hope they're able to survive because they are literally the cheers for the nerds. Like,
that's right.
It's
That's
the
where they
place
know
where
our
you
name.
go to have commonality connection in the real world.
Amen, brother.
But with that, I will talk. I will message you about the CG prospects.
Yeah.
And all the other stuff.
Yeah. And let me know. Let me know about the treasure trove, man. Feel free to bring that shit on the show.
I will. I'll have some stuff. I even have some scans of Adventureland and Comic Castle bags that I found in my stuff.
Were they the Liefeld
Everybody,
bags?
have a good time. I'll be back
Thanks,
watching.
Dan. Much love, bro. Thank you so much.
See you soon.
All right. See you, man.
Later,
Dan.
I sense it. I sense it. Oh, Mr. Biggins. Hopefully I'm saying it right. What's up, sir?
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Oh my
Can
God,
you hear
man.
me?
Oh yes,
How are y'all?
I can. Oh my goodness, man.
Hail, Mr. Biggins.
I need some soothing music to go along with your voice, man.
Hail, Chad.
Hail, Chad.
Comicsgate.
Hail,
Hail the
Comicsgate, man.
motherfucking Chad.
How are you, sir?
I'm
Mr.
great.
Biggins, has anybody ever said that you sound like Reggie Watts?
Somebody did in the comments the other day. I don't even know who that is. Is that a comedian or something?
Yeah.
I'll check him out.
All right.
Is he a Texas boy?
No, he was a Montana guy.
Oh, I felt my whole house
he is
shake.
Reggie Watts.
My whole house. When you said, my house shook.
I'll check him out. No, I just got to eat a delicious meal prepared by Mrs. Biggins, and she's still awake. Hey, Mrs. Biggins, why don't you come say hi to everybody? Dan Fraga, were you in the mix when Mrs. Biggins was doing her thing on Twitter and was fucking with Scott Snyder, and Scott Snyder responded? She baited Scott Snyder into condemning Comicsgate, and that was some great stuff. Does anybody in the chat remember all that? And
I wish I could see that.
Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna get it back up, but she did this sheet of odds for sort of guessing. Remember that?
Yeah, who was going to decry Comicsgate next? Who was going to scorn them? Yeah.
And number one on the list was Scott Snyder, and he took the bait and retweeted her photo and said, fuck Comicsgate and all this. And Mrs. Biggins, come say hello to everybody.
Hail, Miss Biggins.
And she would she put a lot of photos and good stuff out that people responded to.
I need to see it, man. I gotta find it.
She got run off by a scumbag called John Delarose, who
I heard about him, man. That's the thing. I'm relatively new to Comicsgate.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of history, Dan. We're gonna have to give you a crash course.
Yeah, I got a video. I watched a video about him. I'm learning the ropes and finding out all these crazy people, detractors. From what I heard about what are they? JDA? Is that what they call
JDA?
JDA. I heard he was trying to take the Comicsgate name, trying to copyright it, trying to appropriate it, and from the
after Vox Day tried. He kind of picked up the torch and tried to run with it. He also called his channel Diversity in Comics.
Yeah.
Which is appropriation as well.
Yep.
Yeah, but really his number one sin, we always look at Comicsgate from the fan perspective because it is a fan movement, and his number one sin is that he doesn't respect fan anonymity, and he said that publicly, and he that's what he did to us. So fuck JDA, and we think we know how he got our information because a lot of pros know us personally. But he is a villain. And
yeah, that's one of the things that I found really odd. Yesterday, I decided I was going to put up a new Twitter account for Incredible Comics, which is my label, and I went to pick the name, and I saw that Twitter called me Incredible Commie 1, and I said I can't have commie in my name. Because I look like Incredible Commie 1. I'm like, I'm not that incredible. And so I said, I got to change it to Incredible Comic. And it said the name was taken. I said, fuck it. Okay, whatever. I'll use an X because Comics in Berkeley is one of the stores I went to, and X is cool. Yeah. And so I set it up, put my logo, I put my art. And then just for shits and giggles, I was like, yo, I'm going to see who this other incredible comic is. And lo and behold, I see a Twitter account that was formed in 2015 with my artwork, with my logo. It says FragaBoom, says Alex Ross follows it, says Liam Sharp follows it. I reached out to Liam Sharp. Liam immediately unfollowed them, but I can't figure out who it was, because what I realized what they probably did is they had their account, whoever it was, that had the 24 or 2,500 followers. You can change your handle. I found that's what I did when I try to change it from Comment One to Comics. You can go into security and privacy and change your handle, and if it hasn't been taken, you can have it. So they probably did that. They probably went in, changed their handle, grifted my logo from when I posted it, grifted my gorilla art from when I posted it, and then went up to pretend they're me. Now, the reason I bring that up is ever since I was Comicsgate, I've had attempts on my Instagram accounts, on my PayPal account, on my Twitter account, and someone impersonating me on Twitter for my new company. To me, that seems like a sort of different kind of warfare, especially, and it's something that you probably know, Mr. Biggins, because again, being new to Comicsgate, I'm joining a fan movement. I'm joining hands in solidarity with my brothers to create with freedom. I had no idea. I mean, other than the wokey slag, I did not know that there would be these sort of subversive attacks. What do you think of that stuff?
Well, these people are crazy, and we've been watching them try to do it to Zach when he was just when he was a YouTuber, and he was an industry critic and a very effective one, and his channel exploded within just a few months. It exploded.
Yeah.
And once he got past about 30,000. They started plotting against him in the pro Facebook channels. It was unbelievable, and but they've come after fans. They've even come after fans like me and Mrs. Biggins. We're not pros. We're anonymous fans. We can. The reason we're anonymous is because of all these crazy, really mentally ill, crazy, hurtful people out there. We would love to not be anonymous, but it's not safe. And Zach doesn't even want me. I talked to Zach today. He doesn't even want me doing this. He's going to, he is pissed about me having any kind of public presence because he's been stalked so hard.
Mm. Well, and, you tell him I said, what's up? I really liked the video he made about Gorilla. It was happy. It made me very happy to know that a guy that doesn't like gorillas likes mine. That made me quite happy. One of my theories, and this was something I talked about in regard to the as you said, the mentally ill wokies. It's easy to call CG a hate group, call it bigots and womanizers and transphobic, all the phobics and all the things that they call the group. But having me come in, there's a few things. Number one, I wasn't an outcast of the comic industry. In fact, I had left the comic industry in 2003, only to come back recently to do those He-Man comics. I didn't come here because I was pushed out of anything. There's that. It was completely my choice because I absolutely believe in everything CG is about. I believe in my fans. I believe in creating comics I want to create with freedom. Also, my track record in my almost 30 years in comics, you will not find a shred of anything to come at me with. And I think that probably bothers them because I represent the opposite of the picture they're trying to paint. And I want to be a bright, shiny beacon to prove them all wrong. And hopefully they can see that they are. And if not,
I think that you are absolutely a shining beacon. I mean, like, I don't know. I hope you've noticed that, like, people have latched onto you and your presence. Like, you bring a different energy. Like,
I'm hoping I'm hoping it's not just me, but they're latching on to what I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all together. I mean, it's your attitude, It's the fact that you are choosing to be a part of us. It's not like, oh shucks, I guess I have to go and like, hop onto that bandwagon.
No.
It's like you seem very genuine. We like what you're saying. And yeah, so
I'm just honestly I just started getting really pissed off, like Ethan and I've been talking about Comicsgate for like having me be part of Comicsgate for almost 2.5 years. He first started talking to me in 2017, and of course, guilty as anybody. That's why, like when I say, hey, maybe Larry Hama could be talked to, I did the reading up. Oh, somebody said cum dumpster and said some things and oh my God, dude, I don't know, man. And then the more and more I read about it, the more I realized like, oh shit, there's a war going on, and these are slanderous comments that are painting what is a good thing in a bad light. And then I gotta say, when it happened to me directly is really what broke it. There was two things. One, talking to Todd McFarlane. My interview with Todd McFarlane really put a lot of stuff in my head that bounced around in my head a lot. And then having that with a guy who was attacking me for saying that I liked Cyberfrog. I said I liked the comic book, right? It's a comic book. It's a great comic book. I felt like Ethan delivered. I felt like I got my money's worth. I'd do it again and have done it again. Go support Wreck Planet. And I got attacked. And then that same piece of time, I saw J. Scott Campbell get attacked. And then, of course, the cherry on the top was Flake Safe Space. And I went, okay, enough is enough. No, I mean, seriously, like enough is enough. I am full on CG. I need to just say it. And I did. And that's, I'm happy for it.
You're a bear, dude. Mm-hmm. You're a bear. And they're hunting for bears. They're not going to hunt for, they're not hunting for sheep, and they're not hunting for deer. They're trying to take down the big bears. You know what I mean? And that's what they're going to do, because you're bringing something new to the game.
Well, they went after Donald DeLay hard when he'd only done 1 or 2 books. He's a newbie, and all he said on Twitter that I think Richard C. Meyer is probably not Hitler, like y'all are saying, and they completely excluded him, fired him from a book. His own writer denounced him. For that one statement, he got completely expelled from, what you can call it. I call it corporate. I don't call it the mainstream because it's disgusting. Yeah. I call it corporate comedy.
It is corporate, man. And the thing that I find to be really sort of strange is when I'm seeing posts from people on Twitter that say, if you voted for Trump, fuck you. I don't want you buying my books. Or if you voted for Trump, we're going to remember who you are. All of these things. And
such hyperbole. God.
Yeah. And I go, yo, man, like, I don't care who anybody voted for. Like, I got into it and this is like a couple months back. Some lady was talking about Scott Adams, the guy who created Dilbert, and he's on the right, supported Trump, fully his American right.
He's not on the right. He's a lefty.
Is he a lefty? Then what? I don't know what her deal was about then, because she basically said his support of Trump. This man should be homeless and have all of his property taken away from him. And I said, what is wrong with you? I said, here's a person who exercised their American right to vote. It may not be your candidate, but they voted and that their candidate won. What gives you the right to say that they shouldn't have rights for exercising their American right? And she went on and on. It's because of people like him that this country or blah, 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 blah. But it's people like that person and people like the wokies that are basically, they're fucking hypocrites, man. Like, if any of this stuff came out of our mouths, it would be hatred. It would be bigotry. It would be all the things they accuse us of. But instead, there's this slag that they're trying to pour out to try to control, and any sort of resistance equals being a racist, equals being a bigot, equals being all the things and names that they call us that aren't true. and it's a horrible weapon, and I'm not having it.
Yeah, let me clarify on Scott Adams because the chat's confused.
Yeah,
he said is he's a hypnotist. He's trained in persuasion.
Okay.
And he came out initially saying Trump is the best persuader he's ever seen in his life, and then he became sort of a Trump supporter. But when he talks about his personal politics, he says he's not a right winger. So he does support Trump. He does defend Trump. But he's not really a right winger, and frankly, Trump isn't a right winger either. Really, he's not down the line, right winger ideologically speaking.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I'm not really for talking politics, but I will talk Comicsgate and talk about how diversified Comicsgate is. I had to take a test. Like that's one of those things. Like I have a saying. It's hard to read the label when you're in the jar, right? And I know my leanings, like where I stand on certain issues. I'm an issue person, like this issue, this issue. I'm going all of this or all of that. And what I found was that I'm pretty much down the middle, slightly left leaning. And I know a lot of comic skaters that are liberals. I know guys that are conservatives. I know the whole variety. And the fact, one of the things, and we talked about this on my previous stream, CG needs to work on the perception that we're a monolith. That's number one. We're the fans. We're individuals, and we represent all walks of life. That's number one.
Yep.
And two, we just need to keep on keeping on, shining the light, and being everything that they think we're not.
Lead by example.
Amen, brother.
Stuff that people want to buy.
Amen, brother.
Exactly.
Yep.
Amen, brother.
Like being part of Comicsgate, like the whole idea of them not being a monolith, like there's a lot of stuff, even listening to like Mr. Biggins, like a couple people have said your presence on EBS's live stream was awesome. And I mean, there's things that you said that I was like, I don't agree with that, but I don't think that expressing disagreement in Comicsgate would result in you being castigated. No. As a creator, yeah. If you think you want to be a part of Comicsgate and you start like running down the fans, that's going to be a problem.
Well, I think that was Mike Miller's problem.
Yeah.
I want everybody buying my book. My book is for everyone, especially if you like Mountain Dew and titty milk. I mean, and who doesn't? Who doesn't like either of those things, man? But yeah, no, that's exactly right. The only way you're gonna do that sort of thing is if you don't respect the customer and you don't respect, which basically means you don't respect yourself. Like if you're saying my book is only for this crowd. I'm sorry, man. Your book should be for everyone.
Yeah.
Hey, can Mrs. Biggins say goodnight to
Absolutely.
and everybody?
Absolutely.
All right.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hey.
Good evening to you.
Say goodnight, baby.
Good night, baby.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
All right.
Nice.
It's the thought police, man. They've lost full control. They can't control our thoughts. And together we are stronger. And the whole point of them destroying our entertainment industry is to make us racist, xenophobes, homophobes, when none of us are that. And this is history. They cannot stand. They cannot stand that we are together. They cannot stand that like Mr. Biggins, Patty, and Metal all have differentiation of opinions, but we can still sit here in a chat room and have conversations with each other. They want to control our thoughts. They want to control our emotions. And when they lose it all, they go on the most ridiculous emotional tangents. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Well, if you notice, they also try to control discourse. Like they don't actually want to have a conversation. They don't want to back and forth. They just want to proclaim to you what is what.
Yeah. They want to essentially the word the word that they use in their slag is they want to cuck us. They want to cuck us out. They want us all to be cucked out. And it's not going to happen. And I've been like doing my research.
No.
I heard words bitch made. No, I did. Like I was like bitch made. Huh? Okay, I got to look it up. No, I mean, I know that there's literally like, this is the weird thing. Like when I say, yo, there's a war going on. I'm with you, Jay Money. There is a war going on. And we as creators and fans are a voice, and our voices need to be heard, and a stance needs to be taken against getting cucked out.
Hell,
if we don't, everything gets smoothed over and homogenized, man.
Well, that's exactly
there's
right.
No room.
These tactics are SJW tactics, which is kind of a movement that got started within a certain generation, within the millennial generation. And when I go after them, of course, it's not all millennials, okay?
Right.
But it's an ideology that sort of got started with them that combines identity politics, which is putting people in groups rather than looking at people as individuals, and then putting them in hierarchies based on those groups. And then number two, using these terrible tactics like labeling people as Nazis, canceling people, taking away people's ability to earn a living, and also making people unemployable. These are horrible tactics. So it's an evil ideology, because identity politics is what Malin said when he came over to Comicsgate, is what the real Nazis did.
That's exactly right.
Identity politics is Nazism. And then,
what was your definition for identity politics? It was putting people into groups and then making a hierarchy out of them.
Right. There's a victim hierarchy. So the more oppressed you are, Zach calls it the progressive stag. So if you're trans, you're this level, but if you're trans and a certain color, then you're this, and if you're trans a certain color and a certain, and the more stuff you can stack up, the more oppressed you are, and the more you're excused, and the more you're given lower standards.
Right, but don't you know, having a discussion about it at all, it is racist. I say that with all the sarcasm I can muster.
That's exactly right. So anyway,
how dare you?
That's the group that we're fighting, and that we're opposed against, and they don't want to have discussions. That's another technique. So if you disagree,
it breeds division.
Yeah, control it that way. Control every narrative.
So if you disagree, then you're a whatever. You're labeled one of these horrible labels that makes you unemployable.
Right. Which is just it's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous, and I'm full stop opposed to that. And I want to fight it as hard as I can. Without name calling and without spewing my own slag, because I don't do that. We shouldn't do that. That's one of the things.
We all give. The other thing about Comicsgate is we all give each other a lot of shit, and I always take a lot of shit like that. And we really razz each other hard.
I love the stuff War Campaign does. They bring me so much joy, man.
They're hilarious.
They are great.
Your whole section. So Dan Fraga is a section, and will bring in a certain type of emotionally intelligent group of individuals. Ethan is the same type of emotional intelligent individual who will bring in his style, and then you got War Campaign, which will do exactly the same thing, but so you have these different, but we're all together.
That's right.
And that's so we got Dan, we even got Cecil and Anna.
Yeah,
and
they're great.
Anna
Her
is a whole
redesigns have
different
been great.
And she's a whole different group that. So we literally have, I'd say between all the big voices, Dan being the newest, there's well over 10, and by all of these groups of individuals, they are essentially an intellectual property producing group of people who gathers everyone together, because there is no hate, there is no discrimination, there is no this, there is no that, and all they can do is label, like Breitbart said, they label you a racist, they label you a xenophobe, and that's not true. It's not true.
We've got Matt Yackey in the green room. I don't know if anybody is down to step out, but that is our the colorist of Black Flag and a super intellect himself. So I want to bring him in if anybody is willing to step out.
I had a couple more questions for
All right, Pat. You could stay in. Pat, you gonna bounce, dude?
Yeah, can I say something real quick though?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
I love that term that you use, slag.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've done like metal work, like welding. That's what I used to do in my previous life, right?
Yeah.
When you weld, you're joining two pieces of metal together, right?
Yeah.
And when you fuse those together, all like the flux and everything mixes up and it pulls out just like nastiness out of that metal.
Slag.
And slag just like hangs on the top of the pure thing that's like uniting.
Yeah.
I mean, in this case, comics, right?
Right.
Like
exactly.
Ideally, we're uniting like fans and creators and all sorts of things. And the slag on top just needs to be chipped away, just brushed to the floor. Just like forgotten about, man.
Yep.
Amen.
So anyway, hey, it's been a pleasure talking.
Thanks, man. Thanks for coming on. Come on again. All right.
All right.
Thanks, dude.
Later, Patty.
Take it easy.
Hail, Patty.
Hail, Patty. Matt Yackey's in the building.
What up,
Hello.
Yackey?
Hey, everybody.
How are you, sir?
Can you hear me?
We can. You sound
good?
fantastic.
Excellent.
Yeah, my man. Welcome.
How's it going?
Welcome. We're doing good, man. I got a brand new microphone. The camera and the mic didn't want to play, so I had to use my old camera, but old camera works
You're
too.
using your new mic though, right?
I am, man. It's
sound good?
Yeah, it's all right. I don't sound as radio as Uncle E, man. He just sounds like he's on radio.
Well, I mean, he's been doing this for a while. He's had a lot of time to tweak it, man.
Yeah.
The stream you did earlier, you sounded a little bit richer than you do now. So
which is, you know what it is? That the previous stream was the microphone on my phone.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Oh damn.
No headphones, just the phone microphone. These phones, man, the cameras and mics on these phones are ridiculously they're overshooting. They're so good.
Apple has a good mic.
Yeah, they do.
In general, they're noise canceling.
Yeah,
the background noise canceling is really good on those.
For sure.
It sucks on the Androids.
So Matt, you were in the green room. So you heard what we were talking about. We're talking about the there's a war outside that no one is safe from. It is the culture war, and we're in it. And we're on the right side as far as I'm concerned. You know, I just think it's one of those things. Like someone brought it up earlier about the techniques that the Wokies use are very, very much like Nazis. It's funny to me that it's almost as if they 2.0'd, you know what I mean? Like they took those ideals and 2.0'd in this world and said, why don't we turn it on them? And then, so they look like the good guy when really they're not.
True. Can't argue with that.
Controlling the narrative.
That's right.
Yep.
Let's see what Jay might. Oh, look at that, Matt Yackey. Hold on a second.
Yackey, are you excited?
I am.
Templars, amen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at that. Have you unloaded that thing?
I opened it up and looked at it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow the ergo stand shows up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're gonna need that, man.
Yeah, and then since I'm working on a book, I really can't set it up until I'm done with that thing.
Yeah, man.
So after probably Tuesday, I'll bust everything down. I gonna figure out a new configuration for the desk and how to set everything up. See if I can still use well, it'll be a third monitor now.
What are you, Neo?
See what happens. Maybe.
Yeah. Follow the white rabbit, bro.
Exactly. Trying.
We had a record stream. The Larry Hama stream had 191 people in it, man.
Oh, I was the 91st.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a good. That was a good interview too. That was.
It's great. I mean, we're gonna put up Mignolas in the next week. We're also gonna do a flip through on the Cosmic Odyssey pencils, maybe side by side against the printed work.
Ooh,
really excited to do that. What up, Joel Eustace, my homie from PA. Big love for that guy. And then my older brother Robert is in the chat as well. You guys give him some love. Hail Robert Fraga. He's out there in California, doing the good thing out in the hometown.
In lockdown in California.
Lockdown, man.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Oh, well, not much has really changed for me.
Yeah, no, that's a funny thing. That's the funny thing about us guys that are used to staying in home and drawing. The only difference for me is that the kids are here longer.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I want them to go to school. No, because it's like this window, you know, it's like we have our 1-year-old, but she naps, and like there's this bracket of like 7 hours where you're like, this is get shit done time. Yep. And now it's like, holy God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Responsible for entertaining them for all of these hours.
Yep. Me too, man. I'm homeschooling my kid too.
Does anybody have the Absolute Ronin book?
Yes.
Yeah. How is it? How
is it? And what extras are in it? Is it?
It's beautiful, but the better one is the other one where they have the originals.
I have that. I have that already.
Yeah, but I would say that's the best presentation of that material that's ever been done.
Oh yeah.
No, definitely. But I just want to read the book.
I have all three. You know, those big oversized books are physically not comfortable to read. I mean,
that's
like,
okay, here's the secret to those. I have my computer on it right now. Otherwise, I'd show it to you. At Walmart, at Walmart for like $19, they have these laptop stands that when you sit, they're right at your waist level. I can take the giant Jim Lee X-Men or the Amazing Ditko and put it on here and sit back and flip through it, and it's not uncomfortable at all. It's actually, I actually feel like a wizard, you know, like with the
scrolls.
Yeah, going through the ancients, you know.
The caster.
I'm saying anybody, because I've got, I don't know, 30 of those IDW books, tax write-off, and I will. I'll set them on the laptop stand and just sit here and flip through them, and it's wonderful. So that's my pro tip for the day.
Can you imagine, Dan Fraga, how IDW was putting out this stuff that was just so high quality and so servicing of the fans of our generation from the 80s and 90s, and that beautiful key material from the 70s, and they just went over a cliff. I mean, how did they go from being just the top servicer of Gen X comic book fans with money to a woke piece of shit bankrupt company like they did? I mean, how did that happen? Because they didn't really change management. And Ted Adams, I don't think is a woke. I mean, you know some of those guys.
Yeah, no, I don't know what happened. I mean, I had my graphic novel over there, The Grave. My editor Scott he's also the editor of all these artist editions.
Dumbeer,
yeah, and he's got nothing but love and respect for comic creators and comics. You know, Chris Rydell, who took Greg's position. Rael, there you go, man. I fuck names up all day, dude.
He might be a woke POS.
You do, really?
Well, he's the guy that supported Aubrey Sitterson, who's an avowed socialist, and that was a big deal that they had a socialist on G.I. Joe.
Did not know that. I did not know that. Yeah, no, he's in a bunch of.
Do well.
We're in a bunch of groups together, and he has clear love for comics too. So I'm not really sure what's going on there, but maybe that's the.
But you can love comics and be a woke piece of shit.
That's tough though, because if you love comics and you're a wokey, that means you want to change them and bend them to your control, and that just seems
antithetical.
Yeah. Maybe some people it's like self-flatulence, just fucking. I love comics. I don't know.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, not sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, and all these guys are nice in person and nice to pros and nice to your face, but we have a major thing with Chris Royale. But
We'll have to. You got to fill me in offline. I want to know more.
Well, Zach probably did 6 months worth of videos when
really
the writer for G.I. Joe came out and said some really woke, controversial, terrible stuff, and they wouldn't fire him. And then Hasbro stepped in and said, we think, and stepped in and said, you got to get this guy off, and his sales are really low. And then and anyway, there was a big thing with Chris Royale and this guy named Aubrey Sitterson.
I'll have to look it up.
That. There's a shitload of history in Comicsgate already.
Man, I need to get filled in, man. That's the thing.
But Scott Adams and Ted Adams and Scott Dumbier love Dave Sim, who's he was the original Comicsgater.
See this tattoo right here?
Yeah.
This is my Dave Sim tattoo. I'll tell you the story behind this.
I got to hear this.
Okay, so it's 1994 Pittsburgh Comic-Con. I heard he was going to be there. I was there as a guest, and I really wanted to hang out with him, like in a bad way. And someone told me the way he'll hang out with you is if you drink with him. So I drank with him, and drank with him, and drank with him, and drank with him, to the tune of the next morning, the phone rang in the hotel room, and it was Renee, the show promoter, and she says, "Dan, you need to be down on the floor." And I looked at my watch, and I said, "Oh shit, I'm an hour late." Oh. And she said, "No, you're 4 hours late," because my watch was still on California time. I woke up and I was still drunk. So I went, like, I wasn't even shitty. I was like, I'm in the shower. I'm like, wow, I don't feel hungover. Oh, I'm still fucking lit.
You were young.
Yeah, I'm still lit up. And I was working on Bloodstrike 25. I remember it well. And I remember I was inking pages at the show. And some dude came by that had this same tattoo. And I said, yo, man, that's a really cool tattoo. And he said, I got my gear in the car. Do you want one? And I said, yeah, because I was still drunk. And so I got a tattoo at that show because I was still drunk from drinking with Dave Sim.
When you're Dave Sim drunk. So I'm good friends with Dave, and we actually talk pretty frequently. Are you still in contact with him?
No, it's been literally since then. I think he probably said, this kid's a shitty drunk. Just if you next time you talk to him, tell him I said hello, and thanks for the tattoo, because he's cool as shit. I love Dave, but that's good. Yeah, of course Scott is down with Dave, and Ted is down with Dave. But I didn't know that stuff about Chris, man. I need to get filled in.
Well, his politics he's definitely a deplorable,
Okay.
His politics are not are incorrect.
Okay.
He's a garbage person to these people, even though he's a true master. And modern, these modern fans might not know. I mean, his name used to be said in the same breath with Alan Moore and Frank Miller.
Really? Oh, you're talking about Sim?
Yeah.
Of course. Yes, of course. Yeah. But still.
But if you got into this in the last 20 years, you might not know that.
Right. Yeah, it's because he did his 300 issues and popped out.
Well, Andy was canceled.
Yeah.
Was he canceled?
Sure.
Yeah.
After
Wrong thing.
In the center of his, that's why I said he was the original Comicsgater. In the about 2/3, 5/8 through his run, he expressed some very politically incorrect ideas in the comic, and he was effectively canceled from the industry at that point.
Wow. Because I remember talk. It was something about his position on humanity and men and women and that. But I mean, that's so vague. I mean, I bought the shit anyway because I love it. I have the phone book versions of a bunch of them. So,
Yeah, it's a true masterwork, and even people like Gail Simone and John Layman still say, even though they're diametrically opposed to him politically, and they're both wokies, they still say it's the best comic book ever written, and it is, by the way.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic, and you know, big ups to Gerhard too for those lush backgrounds.
Well, he's definitely a part of the genius of the book. But
big time.
Anybody in the chat that wants to check out because God knows we have very little new stuff that's good except Comicsgate and Alterna, and everybody in Comicsgate supports obviously all of Comicsgate's books, and also Alterna. Everybody buy Alterna.
Yeah, Peter's in the chat. What's up, Mr. Smitty? Good to see you, sir. Hail, Peter.
And we get all of Alterna's books every month, and Mrs. Biggins and my son, Biggins' son, are huge fans of Alterna. And hail Peter Smitty.
Hail.
Void Walker is my favorite right now.
Void Walker is awesome. Rooster Puncher makes a mighty fine yarn.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
absolutely.
Looking forward to seeing what he's going to do for you too.
He's going to do some good stuff, man. That's the thing. I'm making sure that if Black Flag is profitable, I am going to use that money to hire more people to expand out the ICU, the Incredible Comics universe, and bring more comics to people, because good comics are what it's about. And we need to make more. And obviously there's going to be a restructuring. You know, we started off the hour talking about retailers and what's going to happen with retailers and distribution. My whole problem, and this is the conversation I had with McFarlane, because he said he would gladly ink my cover for Black Flag if I brought my book to Image. And I just told him, I said, look, man, the gatekeeping, and I don't just mean the wokey gatekeeping. I'm just talking about the hurdles you got to go through. First, you got to get your book through Image. I'm kind of grandfathered in because I'm old school, but then you got that $2,500 per issue fee. Then you've got to get placement in the Diamond catalog, know who you're up against with the corporate comics. Then you have to make sure that the retailer has allocation in their budget for things outside of the corporate stuff. And if you can get out to your fans, which we are doing with Comicsgate, those fans have to communicate to that retailer, who still has to decide, and all for 45%. That's what you get as a creator at Image Comics, which is a good thing. 45% of cover. And from that 45%, you have to pay all of your costs. That's printing, shipping, everything. So it's really not a good deal. So that needs to get changed. That needs to be changed. Distribution needs to be changed. Retailers need to restructure.
Well, distribution's changed.
Yeah, well, it
doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
it changed. All right.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I never thought.
Let me ask you a quick question, Dan Fraga. It's always fun when industry people come over.
Yeah,
I'm sure you still have buddies at Marvel, or no?
I think so. I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, I'm not friends with Joe Q. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, sure you're not. But I'm real curious about. We're all just fascinated about what is the thinking, what's going on over there.
Well, I'll tell you, man. I think they're before all of this craziness happened. I know there was a shakeup because they had like their good old boys network between Dave Bogart, CB, and Joe Q. And then when they brought Kevin Feige in and gave him the keys to the kingdom, it kind of rattled them up. So I know that was their sort of concern beforehand. I don't know what the line was as far as changing the books, because all I can see from the outside is like, oh, don't like that book anymore. Oh, don't like that book anymore, and not out of not giving them a try. It's them not listening. You know, I don't know if you've seen the show where I talk about, like, I have an analogy for it, but somebody touche'd me by saying that there's a lot of food in Dragon Ball. But I say manga manga. The thing I like about manga is I used to go to the Japanese bookstores. I can go into the manga section. I can go buy a manga about basketball. There's one called Dunk. There's another one that's all about quilting. A manga about quilting, right? A manga about cooking. A manga about action. I personally like Eat Man. I like Matsumi Shiro. I also like Dragon Ball and Bastard, but Dragon Ball, what I liked about Dragon Ball is the character interrelations and the historic fights, right? Those fights are amazing. Now, if the cooking comics all of a sudden said, cooking comics are underrepresented, there's not enough cooking in comics, and they said, you need to make Dragon Ball into a cooking comic because, that we need more cooking in comics, and suddenly Dragon Ball becomes a comic about cooking, I am not going to buy Dragon Ball anymore. And not because I hate cooking, it's just I don't buy cooking books. I buy Dragon Ball. And when you put the cooking into Dragon Ball, you have basically appropriated what I like and made it so that it doesn't relate to me as a fan. That doesn't mean I'm not down for cooking books. It just means I'm not that customer. But I'm not going to go and make your cooking book about fighting. So, that's my whole issue. And I don't know what happened and when they were like, hey, let's make everybody's book into something it never was before. I have no idea when that happened, but I know it did happen.
Yeah, but chefs know how to use knives, so it could be good.
Well, the question is why, and what's the corporate thinking behind the scenes? Because people say corporations are about money, but they evidently aren't. Because they're if there's a theory that they changed to appeal to the YA Raina Telgemeier success, and that's why they changed everything.
That's a theory, but I've seen Smile, Guts, and Sisters, and there's no agenda. I mean, Smile is about having braces in 8th grade. My daughter relates to those books, but if that's the case, they're making a broad assumption that all of the kids out there are a bunch of wokies. I think Jay Money, I know you're listening. I think Jay Money had said some stuff a few streams back that was a little more on target. I think it's about the people that are basically in the shadows that are pulling strings that are controlling our world. I know this is some crazy fucking talk from FragaBoom.
Tinfoil hat.
I know. Hey, you know what, dude? That's why I got these new headphones. They're tinfoil lined. They're tinfoil lined. No, I really believe, and I know I sound like a crazy person, but I do believe that there's a war going on. I do believe that there is this sort of shaping. They're trying to shape us, and they're trying to.
It's a war of free will.
Yeah, and they're trying to anybody that resists, they're trying to call us out.
Social engineering.
Yeah, it's thank you. Audience says that's not crazy talk. It's what's going on. I know, man. I know. I'm preaching to the choir at this point, but that's another reason I'm Comicsgate. Obviously, I love making my good books, but I'm also making a stand against that bullshit, because I'll tell you what, I'm turning up the juice so hard that I hope it's a fire hose to all that wokey bullshit that's out there. Just hose it down.
Pressure wash that shit away.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. See, there we go. Emasculation. Noblin is saying it. Saying it with better words, but no, it's palpable. It's palpable. We can feel it. So, Biggins, my answer to you, I'm sorry it was so long-winded. I don't even think the people that are in their chairs in the Marvel building know what's going on. I think they're towing the company line. I think there are bigger things at play that are pulling those strings. It's just our world events right now. I don't want to say thank God for it, because I don't like anybody dying, obviously. But some of the reverberations of it, I think, are for the better. The tree is getting shook. That's the only thing I can say is good about it, is that the tree is getting shook.
Well, I mean, the last time this happened was like what, 1917, 1918, when we had the Spanish flu.
Is that when it was?
Well, it seems like this shit happens every 100 years.
Yeah, every 100.
So, yeah, it's roughly thereabouts. Yeah, 1720, 1820, 1917, 1920. You know, 2020.
Yeah, my wife posted a picture on Facebook yesterday with a poem written in those time, and the picture of these women with their little masks on and stuff, and I found it interesting, and that makes sense because my dad, my father is almost 77, and we had a conversation, and he said, "Not in my lifetime has anything been like this." And but then you go, yeah, 100 years ago, that would not be in his lifetime or almost anybody's lifetime. So we're dealing with it in a different way. We also have the fact that here we are, 6 human beings in different parts of the country having a conversation. They couldn't do that back in 1920, so that's different. The dissemination of information is different, which is kind of crazy. Like the bad guys or the whatever, the other side, they've weaponized it, but we're doing our thing.
Age of information and age of disinformation at the same
It's
time.
the disinformation, like the there was a video that I saw, and it's one of those confusing things where they were talking about that Harvard doctor that's being arrested or whatever. But I looked him up online, and like that shit happened like months ago. But now this thing is happening as if they caught the bad guy, and there's all these people spreading it on Twitter and spreading it on Facebook, and I'm like, yo, that's not even a new press conference. And then the other thing with that Ezra Miller kid, the Flash guy, and where he's choking the fan out. This is what I wonder about that. Where was he where there wasn't social distancing? Where was he where there's a film crew filming him choking out somebody? Because that didn't happen today. That didn't happen yesterday. When did that shit happen? Like nobody's asking those. No one's asking those questions, right? So I think this is all, there's distractions. That
looks like a setup.
Misdirection. This hand's doing this, so what's this hand doing over here?
Right. Exactly. But yeah, man. It says he was in Iceland, but I know but that's an easy thing to. I mean, okay, he's in Iceland, so they don't have what's going on all over the rest of the world in Iceland. You know what I'm saying?
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah.
All right, so this is what happened.
Murder cam.
In the 1860s, the Austro-Hungarian royal court lost its power. So Austria and Hungary were split apart. That was in the 1860s to the 1880s.
Okay.
And the royal court moved to London. And when, because France, after he was assassinated, everything started to roll. And so in 1912/1913, you had the creation of the Fed. And at the same time, they sunk the Titanic, which had the only people who were against the creation of the Fed. And they also brought down the Hindenburg blimp. And so when you took down the last remaining what Trump is doing now is what they lost when the Fed was created. And so you had World War I and World War II happen, and that was essentially the destruction of all of the Orthodox people, and which you really lost over 100 million people in the matter of 4 decades. And after that, you had the silver and gold taken away from the money, and so money was printed on nothing. And then from there, you had John F. Kennedy, who tried to bring back the gold and silver to the money, but he got assassinated when he made that speech when he wanted to disintegrate the CIA, which was essentially a British controlled and pharaoh Swedish controlled money hold that has completely controlled the globe now. And so, just like I was saying last time, in Italy, you have all these fancy buildings. In London, you have all these fancy buildings, and they try to use Hitler to try to take it all down, but it didn't work. And then it's a very linear system, and if you are very astute to how history really works, you can see precisely where we are right now. And you have to close down the entire world to fix it. And this is literally what we are experiencing right now. They not only have they destroyed every single avenue of our entertainment, like literally every single avenue of our entertainment, now they are trying to get the entire world sick. And you literally have Cecil last night talking about he walked for 2 hours in New York and he saw one person. One person. I mean,
that's insane, right?
Yeah. The gravity of what's going on is it's very easy to see. It's very easy to understand. But they created a phrase called conspiracy theory, which together we're strong. That's all I can say. We're strong. And that's why they flip out, because we are able to put the system back into place where entertainment is fun again. And so when people have fun, they struggle.
Right.
Or excuse me, they don't struggle. They enjoy their sports. They enjoy.
Right.
I mean, dude. I mean, I used to go to football games when I lived in New Orleans, and now my mom earlier she was stuck because she's in love with golf, and now all golf is canceled throughout the entire.
Well, everything's
globe.
canceled,
all
man.
Of golf is canceled.
Have any of you guys gone and driven around lately?
I haven't been out. I haven't
seen the traffic.
Still fine, but
okay, Thanos was right. It's fucking fantastic out there.
Big snaps, bro. Big snaps,
dude. I'll tell you what, it's pretty good.
I haven't been out. I got a drone, and I had no idea. I had no idea that my drone, like when I bought my drone, that it would be like my way of like seeing the neighborhood. I mean, I literally haven't left my cul-de-sac personally in 2.5 weeks. Like the Mrs. Fraga goes out to get the stuff, and she puts her little ninja mask on and her gloves, and throws them out and all that stuff.
It's nice driving around.
It's nice.
There's no one on the road. It's fantastic. Well, okay, in Atlanta, there's a lot of people running around, but
yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
good.
But all right, let's shift back to comics, man. J Money, who's your favorite comic book writer and who's your favorite comic book artist?
Oh, that's so pretty.
Well, I'm gonna go back to Chris Claremont and the Jim Lee days. I absolutely loved it, man. Everything that they did.
All right.
Trailblazing.
All right. How about you, Mr. Luke?
What was the question?
Favorite writer, favorite artist, and they could be one person. There are plenty of guys who do it all.
Right. If I had to go classic favorite writer, I'd probably go with Claremont as well. Just his X-Men stories just captured my mind when I was young.
Yeah.
Like it drew me in and it told me this amazing adventure. And favorite artist, like kind of classic. I mean, Art Adams, like the X-Men stories that he did with Claremont, just like that X-Men annual number, what is it, 21, 12?
Well, he did
going with the High Evolutionary and the big.
Oh yeah, that's I believe that's 11.
Yeah, that one.
That one's
that
good.
is the first time that I noticed like Art Adams' artwork. Like that issue just kind of like blew me away.
Yeah,
and
see,
that's
you
when
missed.
I started to pay attention.
You missed New Mutant Summer Special. You missed the number 9 annual, the number 10 annual with the X Babies.
Yeah.
Oh man, Yeah,
Oh, dude, I love the X
those are-
Babies, especially when Art draws them. They're perfect.
Yes,
Todd
they are.
Knock is the only dude that I've found that can draw the X Babies with the same kind of flair and like cartoony fun.
Yeah.
that Art Adams is able
Have
to
you
pull off.
Have you seen Javon Kirby's version? JJ
No.
Kirby. JJ Kirby. I mean, I love Todd. Todd is my homie, but JJ Kirby does the X Babies right. Take a look.
I'll have to look him up. Yeah.
Mr. Yaki, sir.
So, writer and artist.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. There would be two writers, which would be Frank Miller and Chris Claremont.
Yeah.
Because what brought me into I got into comics, but then what made me really love comics was Chris Claremont on X-Men.
Yeah.
But also Frank Miller at the same time, and they were all, right around the same time.
Yeah.
And artist-wise, Frank Miller initially, Bill Sienkiewicz, sorry. That was probably the first one that really, I saw his stuff and I loved it, and I couldn't understand it because I was too young. But I knew I loved it, and it had this magic to it, but I didn't quite understand it, and I love it now. So it would be, there's so many good ones, but that would probably be it.
Mr. Biggins.
I largely agree with Matt Yaki there. I mean, that's like saying pick your favorite metal guitarist.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even pick my favorite Metallica album. So this is tough. But I love Frank Miller writing and art. My favorite, I still think Dave Sim. I think Cerebus is the masterwork of comics that's ever been done, and probably will ever be done. Yeah. I love Electro Assassin, so I love Sienkiewicz. I have probably more of his work than I'm a big original art collector, and I probably have more of Sienkiewicz's work. I've met him many times. I have his cell phone number, and he's a huge anti-Comicsgate Trump derangement syndrome.
I think people have been whispering in his ear for too long. I like to think that Bill is smart enough to look at what's going on and see the truth behind.
Well, I'll tell you, Bill and I had an offline conversation regarding CG. Obviously, he went in and tussled on my post, and then he and I talked because he and I share a lot of mutual friends. It's like Dennis Cowan. I've known Dennis since I was 15 years old, and I'm sure Dennis like vouched and said, "Listen, man, like Dan's not a dummy. Like, he wouldn't join this hate group." So Bill and I talked a little bit, and we agreed to disagree, but he did not unfriend me. He wasn't hostile in any way. Big love for Bill. Big love for Bill.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. So Bill has Trump derangement syndrome, and he's kind of been mean to his own family online and mean to a lot of fans online.
Yeah.
But I think Gen Xers aren't really into canceling people.
Right. No, we no. Hell no.
Except Mark Wade, but it's not really part of our generation. I mean, there's definitely Gen Xers that have Trump derangement syndrome that have been shitty to fans.
Yeah.
But not really too much into the canceling. You can't earn a living type of thing.
Wade has been into canceling fans and pros alike forever. I worked for Rob Liefeld back when Heroes Reborn was happening, and Wade and Ron Garney had just wrapped up their Captain America run, and I remember Wade was very sour grapes and wanted to. I think they wanted to fight Rob or something. It was just dumb. He was slinging all kinds of bullshit. This is just, I think it's symptomatic of Wade's personality. Bitch made.
What do you think about? I'm sorry. Let's complete the question here.
Yes, yeah. Metal. How about you, sir?
As far as it's really hard, I can sit here all day, like Biggins was saying, and name off a bunch of them. But man, I really like Mignola's Hellboy a lot. I like his writing on that. I like reading it as a graphic novel format. Favorite artist right now. I'm loving Bernie Wrightson, man.
Yeah.
and I would love to buy some of his pieces. So
Good choice.
yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, for me, it would be Frank Miller on writing, Todd McFarlane on art, and to say, obviously, the second choice would be Claremont, and then when it comes to artists, I will just start having conflicts. Right? I'll go Art Adams, Mike Mignola, Michael Golden. You know,
John Byrne.
John question.
John Byrne, but then
Kaluta.
again. Yeah. Oh, Kaluta. Yeah, I've known Kaluta since I was 14 years old. I've known him a long time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I started going to shows when I was a little kid, man, and like I talk a lot, you know. But
too.
yeah, but the interesting conversation that I always have is I call it the artist bracket. A lot of artists have it. We've talked about it on streams before where I go, okay, yeah, I fucking love John Byrne, but I love John Byrne 1978 to 1986, right?
Right.
Or like Art Adams, I can say, 85 to 89. Though I love everything, but I'm just talking sweet spot, right?
Frank Miller until after 300.
Yeah, Frank Miller. Yeah,
300 and then crash.
I don't know. I still appreciate. He just recently did a new Ronin piece that I really thought was incredible.
Oh, I saw that.
Excalibur. He's doing some Excalibur stuff too.
Yeah.
Narrative, I think.
But then there's guys like you take Walt Simonson, and that guy just keeps going and going and going.
Favorite mainstream book right now.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
What about modern stuff?
Modern stuff. I like
modern stuff.
Pepe Larraz. I like Pepe Larraz's stuff. Stuart Amonin, Jerome Pina.
Oh God, Jerome.
Yeah, Ryan Stegman.
Seven to Eternity is so fucking good. Have you ever checked out that book?
Oh, dude, I've got the full size. They're like IDW style.
The movie
books.
style.
Yeah, I got those. Up and comers. I think Rob Willis is the future.
He's good.
Yeah, he's more than good. He's more than good. Incredible.
They just soaked in titty milk.
Yeah, I loved his artwork before I saw it in person, and once I saw it in person, I was humbled. He's so fucking good. Big future, but yeah, modern guys. I think that's
Sean Gordon Murphy.
Yeah, Sean Gordon Murphy. Yeah, I like his stuff too.
Scars are awesome too.
But you know, we were
He's a
in
gearhead.
kind of he is a gearhead. So is Yellow Flash, by the way.
Yeah, he is.
Let me just point. Since I mentioned Yellow Flash, I want to point some out about Comicsgate.
Yeah,
some of the biggest voices in Comicsgate are fans. I mean, Cecil's a fan. Yellow Flash is a fan. Tug is a fan. They all have huge channels, huge voices. Yeah. So we're a movement where fans not only, of course, make up 99.9% of the movement, but also have big voices, and I think that's an interesting thing. But we had a little before the wokeism started, the wokening.
The wokening.
We went through a little a little comic renaissance with Image and Chew and Manhattan Projects and Powers and all these great books that were coming out. Yep. And it's just a shame that all just was crashed by the wokening, you know?
Yeah. Which is weird because Chew was layman, right?
Yeah. Dude, layman can write a good goddamn yarn. It's just, dude, stop cramming your politics down everybody's throat.
Yep.
Come on, man.
It sucks, man. You gotta it sucks, you know? Like sometimes you just want to not pay attention to their shit, you know?
Yeah.
Also good at storytelling.
Also during that time was Irredeemable by Mark Waid, which many people consider that his best work ever when people love it. And I love Irredeemable. I own the cover to #1.
Nice.
And by Cassidy. Cassidy did a lot of the early covers. Yeah, and what happened to that fucking guy?
Yeah, he's still around.
He still does covers. You know, I follow him on Facebook, and you know he's leans a little bit into the woke crowd, but you know whatever, believe whatever you want.
Yeah, interesting dude.
Still amazing.
Yeah, he's incredible. Well, guys, I'm gonna wind down the stream. We're coming in at 1:45. I got baby duty in the morning, so that means I get to sleep for about 4 hours. Good times. And I'm gonna be drawing the cover of Black Flag Pineapple Perception tomorrow. I'm really stoked about it. Really stoked. You guys, if you get a chance, check out the promo video. Matt, did you see the promo video?
I did. It was good. I
Thank
liked
you,
it.
man. Filmed that in my front yard this morning. It's good times.
Nice.
Good times.
Can you
Good
play
time.
audio on your Streamlabs, Dan?
I tried earlier and it didn't work. I could do it with Switcher, but when I tried earlier on StreamYard, for some reason it didn't. I need to talk to Uncle Ian Cecil and see like some of the settings and stuff because the audio was not doing what I wanted it to. But there's links in the description, and if you guys want to check out the promo vid with the Mountain Dew, I tried to get the titty milk, just nobody was having it, and YouTube said no. I almost got a baby bottle, and but then just didn't work. I didn't think it worked because we love it.
I was expecting that actually.
Thank you.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, Dan Frega, for having me on, and good meeting all you gents. Thank you so much. For
Hey,
having
man.
me.
You're welcome. You're welcome anytime. Jay Money, thank you for the insights. Luke, as always, great to have you. Metal, Movies, and Brewskis, thank you. I want to say thank you to Patty and Stupendous, especially for those wonderful magic tricks. That I had a good time with those. He's a fucking wizard. He's the Comicsgate wizard. I want to say big thank you to everybody in the chat, the dudes, and Matt Yackey. Big love for you, sir. Keep an eye out for the Black Flag News. And tomorrow at 1 p.m., the Red Sonja Evil Ernie campaign is getting a brand new perk of T-shirts. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. Big time.
We're gonna blow up Black Flag.
I would love that, man. We need that. We're gonna expand out more books, more messages, and my main thing is creating jobs and world building. So, and also the other thing too. What does that say? Make America great again. Oh, that's cool. Black hat. That's awesome.
Black version.
That's cool. That's cool. For sure. Yeah, man. And then definitely, if you guys take a look on Twitter and take a look, there is a Dropbox link out there for anybody that wants to give writing, inking and coloring submissions. And once we do have more writers, because right now Will and I are the only ones, I have several concepts that need to get expanded upon. So if you're good at any of that stuff, hit that Dropbox link, take a look, and follow the instructions for sending it over to us. And we look forward to reviewing your submissions. Thanks a lot, gang. You guys have a wonderful Monday, now Tuesday here in the East. Hail Comicsgate, hail chat, hail the room. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Hail.
Be brave.